in higher education. And I believe that what is the purpose of education? I would like to say, quote Swami Vivekananda, we want that education by which character is formed, a strength of mind is increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's own feet. This is the purpose of education which we are imparting, and with all dedication, might, vigor. And then after, I would like to say and quote on this occasion, August occasion, the line of great poet W.B. Yeats. Education is not filling a pail, but lighting a fire. Education is not filling a pail, but lighting a fire. Schools and colleges act as catalyst to ignite that fire. I believe in this, in his notion, in his affirmation. And before going to the point, I would like to give a brief history of the education policy. In the first education policy was introduced in our country in the year 1968, and then second education policy was introduced in 1986. As I remember that Honorable P.P. Narasimha Rao Sahab was the Prime Minister, Noble Prime Minister of this country. He was a learned man, knowing so many 9 languages as I know. And then after a long gap in 2017, under the chairmanship of ISRO head, Dr. K. Kasturangam, the present Prime Minister, Honorable Narendra Modi ji, had constituted a committee, and they had submitted the draft of National Education Policy in 2019. And on 20th July 2020, during COVID pandemic across the world, we were facing that traumatic situation. And this was produced and approved by the cabinet. It was not discussed in the parliament in detail, but it is in discussion. And I believe that there are so many positive recommendations which will have a positive impact on the field of education, but there are certain issues which need to be addressed, and I think and I hope and believe that the deliberations of this seminar conference would be sent to the concerned authorities to take into cognizance. Education is fundamental for achieving full human potential, developing an equitable and just society, and promoting national development. Providing universal access to quality education is the key to India's continued ascent and leadership on the global stage in terms of economic growth, social justice and equality, scientific advancement, national integration and cultural preservation. Universal high quality education is the best way forward for developing and maximizing our country's rich talents and resources for the good of the individual, the society, the country and the world. India will have the highest population of young people in the world over the next decade, and our ability to provide high quality educational opportunities to them will determine the future of our country. The world is undergoing rapid changes in the knowledge landscape with various dramatic scientific and technological advances such as the rise of big data, machine learning and artificial intelligence. Many unskilled jobs worldwide may be taken over by machines. Even we have come across this situation that robotic surgery have started taking place in our country also, particularly involving mathematics, computer science and data science in conjunction with multidisciplinary abilities across the sciences. Social sciences and humanities will be increasingly in greater demand. And now I want to emphasize the National Education Policy 2020. This education policy lays particular emphasis on the development of the creative potential of each individual. It is based on the principle that education must develop not only cognitive capacities, both the foundational capacities of literary and numeracy and higher order cognitive capacities such as critical thinking and problem solving, but also social, ethical, and emotional capacities and dispositions. The teacher. What is the role of a teacher, or what has been emphasized in this education policy? The teacher must be at the center of the fundamental reforms in education system. The new education policy must help re-establish teachers at all levels as the most respected and essential member of our society, because they truly shape our next generation of citizens. It must do everything to empower teachers and help them to do their job as effectively as possible. The new education policy must help recruit the very best and brightest to enter the teaching profession at all levels by ensuring livelihood, respect, dignity, and autonomy, while also instilling in the system basic methods of quality control and accountability. The new education policy must provide to all students, irrespective of their place of residence, a quality education. It is a must, with particular focus on historically marginalized, disadvantaged, and under privileged groups. Education is a great leveler and is the best tool for achieving economic and social mobility, inclusion, and equality. Initiatives must be in place to ensure that all students from such groups, despite inherent obstacles, are provided various targeted opportunities to enter and excel in the academic system. Just I want to give throw light some on the previous issue and what has been modified in this issue, the policy. The implementation of previous policies on education has focused largely on issues of access and equity. A major development since the last policy of 1986, it was amended in 1992, has been the right of children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2019, which laid down legal underpinnings for achieving universal educational system. And now, principles of this policy, I would like to emphasize on this. The purpose of the education system is to develop good human beings capable of rational thought and action, possessing compassion and empathy, courage and resilience, scientific temper and creative imagination, with sound ethical moorings and values. It aims at producing engaged, productive, and contributing citizens for building an equitable, inclusive, and plural society as envisaged by our Constitution. A good education institution is one in which every student feels welcomed and cared for, where a safe and stimulating learning environment exists, where a wide range of learning experiences are offered, and where good physical infrastructure and appropriate resources conducive to learning are available to all students. Attaining these qualities must be the goal of every educational institution. However, at the same time, there must be seamless integration and coordination across institutions and across all stages of education. The vision, what is the vision of this policy? The National Education Policy envisions an education system rooted in Indian ethos that contributes directly to transforming India, that is Bharat. Sustainably, it is into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all and thereby making India a global knowledge superpower. The policy envisages that the curriculum and pedagogy of our institutions must develop among the students a deep sense of respect towards the fundamental duties and constitutional values, bonding with one's country, and a conscious awareness of one's roles and responsibilities in a changing world. Now, I would like to highlight the things which are in the All India Survey on Higher Education 2019-20. The key points I would like to highlight on this August occasion, it is of prime importance, that the survey of 2019-20 AISHE survey covers all institutions of higher education in the country registered with AISHE code, and I emphasize there are 1043 universities in our country, 42,343 colleges, and 11,779 standalone institutions listed in AISHE web portal, and out of them 119 universities, 39,1955 colleges, and 9,599 standalone institutions have responded during the survey. 307 universities are affiliating, that is having colleges. We have to take into account that we are having 135 crore population, that we are having 396 universities which are being managed privately. They are private universities. 420 universities are located in rural areas. There are 552 general, 177 technical, 63 agriculture and allied, 66 medical, 23 law, 12 Sanskrit, and 11 language universities, and rest 145 universities are of other categories. These are the figures which are in the list of AIG, All India Survey on Higher Education. The top 8 states in terms of highest number of colleges in India, you people are included in them, are Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, and Gujarat. College density. The number of colleges per lakh eligible population in the age group of 18 to 23 years varies from 7 in Bihar to 59 in Karnataka as compared to all India average of 30. We are lagging behind. I belong to Bihar. That's why there is a need to the present government to take cognizance. 60.56% colleges are located in rural. 10.75% colleges are exclusively for female. Only 2.7 colleges run PhD program, and 35.04% colleges run postgraduate level programs. 66.6% of the colleges are having enrollment less than 100. This is an alarming situation, and government, all the state governments and the central government should take notice of it, that colleges which are having enrollment less than 100 students, and only 4% colleges are enrollment more than 3,000 colleges. I have been teaching since last 27 years at College of Commerce, Arts and Science, Patna, which is having 18,000 students and having 18 traditional courses and 16 vocational courses. So right from inter, graduation, post-graduation, and law, and PhD also. So this is really alarming that there are some colleges which are having less than 100 students. Government should take into account all this. And total enrollment in higher education has been estimated to be 38.5 million, with 19.6 million boys and 18.9 million female girls. Female constitute 49% of the total enrollment. It is good. It is at par with the male students. Gross enrollment ratio. This is of prime importance. GER in higher education in India is 27.1, which is calculated for 18 to 23 years of age group. GI for male population is 26.9% and for female it is 27.3. And now I want to emphasize on the core issue that gross enrollment ratio of scheduled caste SC community, it is 23.4, and for scheduled tribe it is 18% as compared to national GR of 27.1. They are lagging behind from the national average of GR in higher education. And then after, it is also because we have been teaching, we taught for 2 years during pandemic in distance mode. Distance enrollment constitutes about 11.1% of the total enrollment in higher education, of which 44.5 are female students. Female girls are doing good, and they have exhibited their talents. It is quite pertinent, and they have outshined the boys in most of the competitive examinations in CBSE and in my state also. And then about 79.5% of the students are enrolled in undergraduate. It is a point which should be noted. 79.5% of the students are enrolled in undergraduate level program, about 80%, and rest 20%. There is a dropout case. They do not move forward beyond graduation. In post-graduation, the number of students decrease, and they opt any other option, or they are in search of a suitable job. And it is much more alarming for PhD. 2,02,550 students are enrolled in PhD, which is about 0.5% of the total student enrollment. This is the scenario that research work is not in good shape condition across the country. It needs to be strengthened, and the concerned authorities should take notice of it, how to increase the number of students so that the number may swell, and 0.5% may become at least 5%. SC students constitute in research 14.7%, ST students constitute 5.6%, OBC students constitute 37%, Muslim minority students constitute 5.5%, other minority community students constitute 2.3%. Total number of foreign students enrolled in higher education is 49,348. It is very few. It is not good, and it is alarming that students belonging to USA, UK, Japan, or European countries, they do not prefer India as their destination for higher education. The highest share of foreign students come from the neighboring countries, that is Nepal 28.1%, Afghanistan 9.1% students, Bangladesh 4.6%, Bhutan 3.8%, and Sudan 3.6%. These are the major countries from which students come to study in our country. There are more than 78.6% colleges running in private sector. It is also a point which is to be noted. There are more than 78.6% colleges running in private sector, aided and unaided taken together. There are so many colleges which do not get any financial assistance from the state government or central government. They run on their own. But it caters to only 66.3% of the total enrollment. The total number of teachers are 15,03,156, out of which about 57.5% are male teachers and 42.5% are female teachers. There is also a disparity, but it is not so bad. It needs to be increased. At all India level, there are merely 74 female teachers for 100 male teachers. These are the historical facts and aspects which needs to be addressed. Then it is also pertinent that pupil teacher ratio, student teacher ratio, PTR, in universities and colleges is 28 if regular mode enrollment is considered, whereas PTR, pupil student teacher ratio, for universities and its constant units is 18 for regular mode. 38,986 students were awarded PhD level degree during 2019, with 21,577 male students got PhD degree and 17,419 female students were awarded PhD degree, according to All India survey. I would like to emphasize on the point that there are a lot of discriminations and at the level of implementation, that in central universities, as per record, 4,297 reserve seats for teachers were vacant in central universities, and out of which about 988 reserve seats for ST, 578 for scheduled caste, and 1,761 for OBC category, 628 for economically weaker section, and 344 PWD categories were vacant in central universities across India. And it was this seat was vacant for the reserve posts, professor, associate professor, and assistant professor. In the Rajya Sabha was further informed about this, that the central ministry has directed central higher educational institutions to fill up the vacancies within 1 year, starting from September 5, 2021. According to the ministry, since August 21, 4,807 posts have been advertised. The selection process was going on. It was reported. The Education Ministry also informed that 375 posts have already been recruited. And I quote it from the source news.career360.com, and that after the passage of 1 year, only 375 posts were filled in, meaning thereby about 4,000, more than 4,000 posts were still lying vacant. This is the scenario. Then Central Education Institutions Reservation in Teachers Cadre Act 2019 provides for the reservation in direct recruitment of teachers in the central educational institutions across India. As per the act which I would like to quote again, Central Educational Institutions Reservation in Teachers Cadre Act 2019. As per this act, no reserve post is to be de-reserved. That can't be changed, that can't be converted into any other category. This is as per this act. And while I was going through, and we all have been scrutinizing the pearls as well as the stones which are hidden in this national education policy, that higher education plays an extremely important role in promoting human as well as societal well-being and in developing India as envisioned in its constitution, a democratic, just, socially conscious, cultured, human nation upholding liberty, equality, fraternity, and justice for education. And for the purpose of developing holistic individuals, it is essential that an identified set of skills and values will be incorporated. It was written in this uh, part 2, in the part 2, higher education. It is emphasized that for the purpose of developing holistic individuals, it is essential that an identified set of skills and values will be incorporated at each stage of learning from preschool to higher education. The policy envisions, I quote, 9.3 point from higher education part 2. This policy envisions a complete overhaul and re-energizing of the higher education system to over these challenges, and thereby deliver high quality higher education with equity and inclusion. There is an emphasis on equity, Samantha. The policy's vision includes the following key change to the current system. Moving towards, I appreciate this portion, moving towards a highly educational system consisting of large multidisciplinary students and colleges with at least one in or near every district, and with more higher education institutions across India that offer medium of instruction or programs in local or Indian languages. Moving towards a more multidisciplinary, I also appreciate this recommendation. Moving towards a more multidisciplinary undergraduate education. And C, third one is moving towards faculty and institutional autonomy. I have got every doubt that there is a institutional autonomy. There is a move, certain move to privatize the education institution. It is also emphasized at the point, because time, within 1 hour I have to conclude my lecture. I am also going through it. That by the end of 2035, all educational institutions shall, those who will fulfill those criteria, shall become autonomous. This is the affirmation of the this policy. What does it mean? That it will mar the future of the poor community people or students belonging to the lower strata of the society, because it is a need to privatize the education institution. It is my notion, because there would be board of governors, BOG, it has been mentioned. It is not good. And the financial, what does it mean? That they would be free to frame their syllabus, fix the fee structure, recruit the head of the institution as well as teachers, and free to hold the examination. They would be free. They would, just like a deemed university, or government would not provide money to such institutions. Even I was going through the session, academic session yesterday for quite some time. I was having pressing engagement yesterday, but I joined through Google Meet. The keynote speaker was saying that the 6% the GDP is also being reduced, which is allocated, which was allocated previously for higher education. It is also being reduced. It is alarming. How can we be able to cope up with the pressure and the increasing need? How can we be able to enhance the infrastructure? There is a need that each and every district should get a college or educational institution to increase the number of GR, or gross enrollment ratio. And one thing or more I would like to emphasize, that financial, this is good in the principle, it appears sound or positive. Financial support to the students would be given. It has been incorporated in this education policy. Financial assistance to students shall be made available through various measures. Efforts will be made to incentivize the merit of students belonging to SC, scheduled caste, ST, scheduled tribe, OBC, other backward classes, and other SEDs. Private, it is in practice. But I would like to know that reservation has been implemented, and Baba Sahib Ambedkar, who belonged to Nagpur, he has framed the constitution that they have given those who are socially and educationally backward, they would be given reservation. It is not caste based, it is class based. And uh, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, under his tenure, Constitutional Amendment Act was passed, and 10% reservation was added to the economically weaker section belonging to upper caste community people. It is okay. I don't have any objection. Those who are having less than 8 lakh annual income, they have been included and they are getting the benefits. I am telling that reservations are being provided in government colleges, institutions, not in any private colleges. Just you people are having so many private medical colleges, engineering colleges. The fee structure, my daughter has also got a degree from a private medical college. I know, it is in crores. If you want to pursue MD, MS in private medical college, no poor people, no student belonging to middle class or lower class would be able to get admission in any private educational institution, especially in technical institution, medical college, engineering colleges. It is higher. I think that reservation is not available as per government record in private sector. It is only available in government sector. It is through this August platform, I request the Honorable Director, Prerna College, Dr. Praveen Joshi sir, and Dr. Arvind Nawale sir, and all the Honorable Professors sir, that it should be that private educational institutions should also give reservation. Reservation should be implemented. It should be given. I know that Honorable Former Minister Prakash Javadekar sir and HRD Minister was your friend and is your close friend. Please do this thing that it should be implemented in private sector also, because there is a series of privatization is taking place, and the education sector is also going to be affected in days to come, and this is mar the future and career of the people belonging to the lower class and middle class people, because the fee structure would be increased, and the autonomy which we are having being a teacher in a government college or university and government aided college or university, the board of governor would determine or would be able to take every decision pertaining to that very teacher or related with the student career. So this is not good in my view. It is my personal opinion, and one may disagree. And I would like to say that there are so many positive things which have been incorporated, that the GDP, the GER of higher education is 26.3, and it has been fixed that it should be increased up to 50%. It is the government's determination, and we all should pursue in this pious endeavor. And one thing I would like to salute or appreciate and highlight, that multiple entry and multiple exit system has also been adopted or incorporated in this new national education policy, that after 1 year certificate would be given to the students if a student wants to exit the said course. After 2 years, advanced diploma. After 3 years, bachelor degree. After 4 years, research graduate. They would be able to call themselves research graduate, and they will get the certificate. And there is also that there is a emphasis that every district should have a boarding school, Bal Bhavan, for enhancing the extracurricular activities, sports, arts, and culture. And one thing I would like to highlight, that in this national education policy, MPhil program has been abolished. It is, I think that it was good for the sake of the innovative teaching and research work and specialized teaching and practices. It should have been taken into consideration, and that after 4-year degree program, one can pursue the PhD course without doing MA. I do not release this or point that without doing MA, one can do PhD. This is a negative recommendation. I do not think that MS should be done and should be made compulsory, mandatory if you want to pursue PhD. And there are other aspects. I have been asked to say something on higher education only, but NCT राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर शिक्षा नियामक परिषद बनाया जाएगा, GEC सामान्य शिक्षा परिषद, HEGC उच्च शिक्षा अनुसंधान परिषद, NAC, that is of prime importance. In our state, 276 constituent colleges are here, but only 26 colleges have got NAC accreditation. Our college is, there are only 5 colleges which is having NAC A grade status. Our college is having that status. We are fortunate, but we are lagging far behind because NAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, visits the college and give certain grade A++, B, C, D also. Then after RUSA and other financial institutions give grant to the concerned college for the development of infrastructure and research and innovation activities. So this needs to be strengthened. And in school also, the certain changes have been in school education. Now it is up to 18 years. It has been previously it was up to 14 years. It is commendable job that it has been increased up to 18 years. And there is a certain changes in curriculum. 10+2 has been replaced by 5+3+3+4, 3 to 8 foundation stage, class 1 and 2, 8 to 11 years of age, preparatory stage, class 8 to 3 to 5, age 11 to 14, middle stage, class 6 to 8, 14 to 18 age, secondary stage, class 9 to 12. These are the positive things, and I have also taken into account the things which may mar the career and future of the students who belong to the lower strata of the society. Government should take into account, and each and every people belonging to the teaching fraternity should highlight this core issue. That I quote 19.2 from higher education documents: through a suitable system of graded accreditation and graded autonomy and in a phased manner, I quote the document of higher education, all HEI, higher education institutions in India will aim to become independent, self-governing institutions pursuing innovation and excellence. Measures will be taken at all HEI, higher education institutions, to ensure leadership of the highest quality and promote an institutional culture of excellence. Upon receiving the appropriate graded accreditations that deem the institution ready for such a move, a board of governors, this is very alarming, a board of governors instead of Senate, Syndicate and UGC, board of governors, BOG, shall be established, consisting of highly qualified, competent and dedicated individuals having proven capabilities and a strong sense of commitment to the institution. The BOG, Board of Governors, of an institution will be empowered to govern the institution fee of any external interference and all appointments, including that of head of institutions, and take all decisions regarding governance. This is not good, and this would definitely affect the common people and the people especially belonging to the lower strata of the society. I would like to throw emphasis and on the GR in USA, developed country, 88%. In USA, there is 88% GR. In GR in UK, United Kingdom, it is 60%. GR in Germany, 70%. GR gross enrollment ratio in higher education in Canada, 69%. GR in China, 51%. And in our state, highest GR is of Sikkim, 76%, highest in India. GR of Tamil Nadu is 59%, Kerala 39%. In Bihar, our Honorable Chief Minister Sri Nitish Kumar has done tremendous job. And in previous year, 2020, it was 14.5%. Now it has increased up to 19.3% in 2021, according to All India Higher Education Survey 2021. National average is 26.9. That and Bihar, certain innovative steps have been taken, and I recommend and I appeal to all the people belonging to any part of the world that in the field of women empowerment, Sri Nitish Kumar ji, our Honorable Chief Minister, has taken a unique step or a historic step that right from nursery to post graduation, women are being imparted belonging to any category, general category, SC, ST, obviously all girls or women have are being given free education. They are not paying even a single farthing for education up to post graduation. However, for vocational courses they have to pay, but for traditional courses, IA, BA, MA, ISC, BSc, MSc, ICOM, BCom, MCom, they need not to pay even a single farthing. This is innovative. And he has also introduced Cycle Yojana to girls, Poshak Yojana, dress to the students, and a scholarship after passing 10th, a scholarship after passing 12th, and certain scholarship to girls belonging to studying in government schools and government colleges after doing graduation. These are the steps which should be practiced by other states also, so that and 50% reservation to women in local bodies election he has given. It is first of its kind in Bihar, in India, that any particular state has provided reservation to women 50% in local bodies election. In Mukhia, in local bodies election, women candidates, they have outshined the male. We people have been outvoted by the female counterparts. So we are happy that they are getting strength and they are ruling the affairs of their concerned localities and villages. So I wanted to emphasize these positive aspects. And then after, I would like to say that in 2018, when Honorable Sri Prakash Javadekar sir was the HRD minister, previously it was known as Human Resource Development Department, now it has been called Shiksha Mantralaya, the HRD minister, he had said the center targets to achieve 30% All India GR by 2022. I quote Prakash Javadekar sir, Honorable Minister, former Minister, then former Minister, HRD Minister. But what has happened? We have not yet attained 30%. It was his mission that by the end of 2022 we would achieve. We are still 26.9, lagging behind. That's why the average which we have targeted and we have made a resolution, we should strive our best to achieve that very target. And I am having less time, but I would like to emphasize on the very core issue, unemployment. This is only for 5 minutes. I joined late. That's why I will end up at 11.7. I joined at 10.7. Causes of unemployment in India. Because the Mahangai, price rise and unemployment, these are the burning problems. I think that we all should focus on this, and so that it may be addressed. The employment rate in India rose to 7.8% in February 2020, the highest since October, from 7.2 in the previous month. The rural area rate increased to 7.4%. And the causes are explosive increase in population, slow rate of economic growth, low rate of capital formation, backwardness of Indian agriculture, lack of manpower planning, defective educational system. I want to emphasize defective. We are just producing the students who are jobless. Even PhD degree holders, I have gone through in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. I am particularly talking about two states. The third grade, fourth grade, and even for sweeper job, PhD degree holders and MBA degree holders and engineers had applied. It was viral on social media. What is the state of affairs? And Honorable Prime Minister has said that 2 crore job would be provided every year. It could not be done because this unemployment is the greatest challenge which needs to be addressed. Charles Darwin's theory of evolution is very pertinent or applicable. There is a throat cut competition prevalent in every walk of life, in every discipline. That a struggle for existence, survival of the fittest. We are still struggling a lot to get a job for 10 or 20 posts. 2,000 students or aspirants are there, and faulty education system, and then defective education system. No significant place to cottage and a small estate industry. It should be strengthened. Cause of distinguished unemployment, immobility of labor. We have seen the daily wage workers and the laborers who are working across the country, far away from their native place. During pandemic, so many people have been crushed out, and they had to sacrifice their life. The workers who are working in the unorganized sectors should also be given proper attention by the government. And what are the effects of unemployment? Increase in poverty, loss of human resources, political instability, social problems, industrial disputes. And there are also certain, in first plan, 5-year plan, it was 3.3. In second, it increased to 5.3. Unemployment during 5-year plans. In third plan, 7.1. In sixth, 12.0. Seventh plan, 13.9. Eighth plan, it is increasing, 23.3. Ninth plan, 34.0. 10th plan, 35.3. So the number is swelling with every 5-year plan. And I think that according to virus and a stone, unemployment occurs when people are able to work and would willingly accept the prevailing wage paid to someone with their skills cannot find employment. The types of unemployment, there are several types. I don't want to go into detail. Voluntary employment, disguised employment, open employment. In open, there are 3 categories: clinical, structural, frictional. Then after seasonal employment, it is applicable in agriculture sector. Technical employments, after just like electric car and scooters have been introduced. What would be the fate of the automobile industries who are preparing diesel engine or petrol engine cars? After 15 years, the cars are not being allowed to run on the road, according to Honorable Nitish Gadkari sir, the chairman, the Minister of Path Nirman, Rural Road Construction. And there are other aspects. I want that people should get certain. I am just summing up. What are the ways so that we can cope up the situation. Government needs to keep a strict watch on the education system and should try to implement new ways to generate a skilled labor force. Effective implementation of present programs like Make in India, Skill India, Startup, and Stand Up India. There is a need for national employment policy that would encompass a set of multidimensional intervention covering a whole range of social and economic issues affecting many policy spheres and not just the areas of labor and employment. The policy would be a critical tool to contribute significantly to achieve the goals of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. And other things, the underlying principles of the national education policy, employment policy may include enhancing human capital through skill development. It is of prime importance. Enhancing human capital through skill development, creating sufficient number of quality jobs for all citizens in the formal and informal sectors to absorb who are available and willing to work. And there are also certain strengthening social cohesion and equity in the labor market, supporting self-employed persons by strengthening their capabilities to improve their earnings and ensuring employees basic rights and developing an education, training and skill development system aligned with the changing requirements of the labor market. And I would like to sum up that it should be our motto that Sarve Bhavantu Sukhna, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kashchit Dukh Bhag Bhave. And I would like to quote the inspiring lines of the Robert Frost, the most promising lines. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep and miles to go before I sleep. With these words, I would like to conclude. I have completed 1 hour and I wish that my suggestions and recommendations or observations should be taken into account and maybe put forward in the right direction so that we may achieve the goal and we all should be happy. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I invite Dr. Arvind Navle, sir, and request you to moderate the session. Over to you, sir. Sir, your mic is mute, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Dr. Snehal. The chief organizer, the director of Prerna College of Commerce, Nagpur, and a very, very good and great friend of mine, Dr. Praveen Joshi, the management authorities, resource person, my virtual friend till now, Dr. Kumar Chandradip ji, Professor Department of English, Patilpura University, Patna, Bihar, Principal of the college, Dr. Prakash ji Drupkar, Convener, Dr. Neha Samudre, IQC Coordinator, Dr. Liladhar Revatkar, Dr. Snehal, and rest organizing committee members of this National Conference on New Education Policy, Opportunities and Challenges. And the rest esteemed participants who are accessing this event through Google Meet. At the outset, I have to appreciate the talk of Dr. Kumar Chandradip on the core topic of this conference, that is NEP challenges and opportunities in higher education. He has very wonderfully explained the dynamics of NEP 2020, the opportunities therein, and the challenges in implementing it and meeting its goals and objectives. Friends, as we turn the pages of NEP 2020 document, we reach the section on higher education. We state that higher education must enable an individual to thoroughly study one or more specified areas of interest, as well as develop character, ethical and constitutional values, intellectual curiosity, scientific temper, creativity, service spirit, and above all, 21st century skills in a range of fields, including science, humanities, commerce, and other professional and vocational subjects. It is very undeniable that the NEP 2020 is moving in the direction of improving the accessibility, effectiveness, equity, and affordability of education and learning. The NEP outlines the objective for India's future education system and offers a thorough framework from elementary and secondary education to higher education in both rural and urban India. It envisions an education system rooted in Indian ethos that contributes directly to transforming India sustainably into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all and thereby making India a global knowledge superpower. It aims to produce engaged and productive citizens for building an equitable, inclusive and plural society as envisaged in our constitution. Creating excellent, thoughtful, well-rounded individuals is the long-term objective of this policy. It will undoubtedly transform our nation into a vibrant knowledge society where everyone can receive a top-notch education. Numerous novel concepts are put forth in NEP 2020 to help students acquire the right skill set at the right time, such as vocational courses along with regular studies. If students choose the best course or subject combination in line with their natural talents, the gap between industry and academia will soon be shattered. The National Research Foundation and the National Scholarship Portal, which will offer financial assistance and the obligations of the institution as stated in the policy, like to increase the involvement of socially disadvantaged groups and reducing fee structure, bridging programs for students from poor educational background, to offer counseling and mentorship service are also of a very important to take into account. The government's decision even to enable foreign institutions to build campuses in India is also a good one move. This will allow students to experience global education quality in their own nation. So the policy's goal is that admitting international institutions would make world-class education available locally to the sustainably cheaper cost without requiring travel, and will dramatically minimize human capital migration to other nations for study and career opportunities. One of the goals of this policy regarding higher education is to end the fragmentation of higher education by transforming higher education institutions into large multidisciplinary universities, colleges, and HEI clusters, knowledge hubs, and so on, each of which will aim to have plus 300 enrollment to increase the global enrollment ratio in higher education. However, as per the recent statistics of AISHE, as put here by Professor Chandradeep in detail in his talk, that is 32.6 colleges run only single program, and 60.6 of the colleges are having enrollment less than 100, and only approximately 4% colleges have enrollment more than 3,000 students, are quite alarming. The recent and the innovative investment in India at the current time is only 0.69% of GDP as compared to 2.8 in the USA, or 4.3 of Israel, or 4.2 in South Korea. This too has to be considered seriously. In order to maintain the quality of higher education, HEIs must be evaluated based on important factors such as research, industry connections, placements, and academic performance, among others. If the HECI can implement it properly, the advantages to its most important stakeholder may be sustainable, and the objective of NEP 2020 to raise the gross enrollment ratio will be achieved. These like issues, along with multiple entries and exist, need a very vigorous, thoughtful, and planned strategy to implement it and to reach the desired outcome. The aim of this policy is not just to add years and certificates to education, but also to create a competent society, and NET 2020 makes this goal quite apparent. This policy makes everything necessary to upgrade higher education in global competencies. It would transform the education sector in the country as it focuses on making education accessible, equitable, inclusive, but only if implemented with proper plans at all levels. The NET 2020 has a commendable vision, but how well it is implemented out will decide how effective it is. If properly implemented, the Indian higher education system will undoubtedly improve to a standard that is acceptable worldwide. The NEP has put out a number of solid initiatives and measures, all of which will contribute significantly to the goal of making India a worldwide knowledge superpower as intended. However, it is advised to include provisions for the MPSC, UPSC based central level faculty recruitment process, only open access standard research publications, strict and quality scrutinized API based incentive pay and promotions, and rest uncovered but much needed issues in the appendices of this policy to come. In spite of the fact that the NEP 2020 is a significant differentiator and the possibility of becoming a developed country is not far off, the lack of clear implementation plan would delay vital reforms in the education system that are essential to India's future success. Overall, I have full appreciation to Dr. Kumarji for his wonderful talk, wonderful and elaborate talk. I too have learned a lot from his talk. What Professor Kumar emphasized in his talk is that the new education policy is a great vision to change the educational landscape in the country, and I agree thoroughly with him, and we all should welcome it with the open arms. Thanks, Dr. Kumar Chandradeep. Thanks, Dr. Neha. And above all, thanks to my very, very great and good friend, Dr. Pravinda allies, Dr. Pravin Joshi, and thanks, Snehal also. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Listening to both of you is an absolutely an empowering, comprehensive, and very educative experience for all of us. I'm sure that we will all gain benefit from this session. Thank you once again to both of you. Now, I, Snehal, take a leave, and to wind up today's first session with word of thanks, would like to hand over the charge to Miss Achal. Over to Miss Achal.
Thank you. A very good morning to everyone. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on the second day of the first session of two-day National Conference on New Education Policy, Opportunities and Challenges. I, Achal Thakur, from the Department of Computer Science, on the behalf of Prerna College of Commerce, stand here to express gratefulness and to conclude the first session of the National Conference. First and foremost, I would like to thank Dr. Kumar Chandradeep, our honorable resource person, who have enlightened all of us on the topic New Education Policy, Challenges and Opportunities in Higher Education. Thank you very much, sir, for such an enlightening and enriching session. I extend my heartiest thanks, and I am very grateful to Dr. Arvind Navle, sir, honorable moderator of this session, for expressing your sincere views. We are greatly encouraged by your gracious presence, and I am sure that your talk will be immensely benefited to all. We would surely love to learn a lot from you in future too. Thank you all for sharing your valuable time with us on the first session on the second day of the national conference. Now, here the first session is over and the today's second session is going to begin. For that sake, I would like to call upon here Dr. Preeti Jas ma'am. Till then, I, Acha Thakur, take your leave. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Arvind, thank you very much.
Thank you. I would like to take you, and I would like to
And Dr. Kumar Chandradeep,
to
thank you very much. And I
resource
welcome
person-
Dr. Vivek Nanoti and Dr. Rakesh Damees.
Namaskar, sir. Good morning.
Namaskar, namaskar, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Rakesh.
Good morning, Praveen sir, and all.
Good morning, good morning. Arvind, you must be knowing Dr. Rakesh Damees?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I would like to introduce you Dr. Vivek Nanoti. He is the director, campus director of Priyadarshini Group of Engineering Colleges. And he's a wonderful speaker. And as far as advanced technology is concerned, he has achieved a great mastery over that. And Dr. Rakesh Damees, Professor of English, he's from Ahmedabad, a very good friend of us. And how to go in education technically and how to use advanced technology in education, Rakesh Damees has delivered about more than 100 lectures, 100 talks on this issue.
Thank you.
Welcome both of you.
Thank you.
And over to the anchor.
Thank you, Achal ma'am. Welcome to session 2 of today National Conference on National Education Policy. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. A very good morning to all the dignitaries, learned delegates, and honorable resource person. On this pleasant day, I, Preeti Jas from Department of Commerce, take this privilege to warmly welcome you all in a two-day national conference on new education policy. I welcome Dr. Vivek Nanoti sir, Director Engineering LTGSS Priyadarshini Group of Institution Nagpur as Honorable Resource Person. The moderator of today's session, Dr. Rakesh Damees sir, Professor, Department of English, Gujarat University, Ahmedabad. Dr. Praveen Joshi sir, the Director of Reina College of Commerce, and all the faculty members. An education system rooted in Indian ethos that contributes directly to transforming India, that is, Bharat, sustainably into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all and thereby making India a global knowledge superpower. This policy foresees creating a dedicated unit to frame the development of digital infrastructure, content, and capacity building to take care of the education needs of school and higher education and a conscious awareness of one's roles and responsibilities in a changing world. Relating on there and other content on advanced technology of NEP, Prerna College of Commerce has organized this national conference on new education policy in which we have eminent dignitaries with us today. We are lucky to have Dr. Vivek Nanoti, a distinguished personality and an eminent speaker as a resource person
to enlighten us with his vast experience and knowledge. Then we also have Dr. Rakesh Damisa, Professor, Department of English, Gujarat University, Ahmedabad, Nagpur, as the moderator of today's session. Now, let me have privilege to introduce our today's resource person, Dr. Vivek Nanoti sir. He is a renowned academician, administrator, and management guru, presently working as the director LTJSS of Priyadarshini Institute of Engineering and Technology, Nagpur, and is Senate member of RTM, Nagpur University, and NAC assessor. He has completed his PhD in physics from Nagpur University. He has 31 years of very rich experience of teaching, research, and administration, and his area of specialization is material science. He has published and presented around 144 research papers and guided 13 students for their PhD scholars. He has received the Most Promising Engineering College Teacher Award in 2005, Bharat Jyoti Award in 2012 for excellence in education and research, Outstanding Academic Leader by CGER in 2019, and a Best Active E-Educator by ISTE in 2021. He has visited several countries that include Scotland, England, Portugal, Israel, Germany, France, Belgium, Netherlands, Malaysia, Singapore, Poland, Dubai, Nepal, and Russia for academic purposes. He is currently heading 3 international projects on social innovation and social entrepreneurship, green economy, and fake news. He was vice chair of IEEE Nagpur subsection 2020. He also worked as editor-in-chief for International Journal of Knowledge Engineering. He holds membership of several professional bodies. He has delivered more than 3,000 guest lectures on several topics. Let me also have the privilege to introduce our moderator, Dr. Rakesh Damisa. Sir is Professor, Department of English, Gujarat University, Ahmedabad. He has more than 28 years of very rich experience in teaching in UG and PG level. He has conducted live lecture series at Knowledge Consortium of Gujarat. Sir has published and presented several research papers in national and international level and guided 14 students for their PhD scholar. He has also worked as a paper setter, moderator, and observer in UG and PG level at Gujarat University. Sir has done a minor research project on the significance of ICT tools in enhancing English language teaching in selected colleges and public schools of Gujarat. He has delivered several guest lectures on various topics. Now, we are honored today to welcome such eminent personalities. Without taking much time, now I request Dr. Vivek Nanoti sir to deliver his thoughts on NEP and the use of advanced technology. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Namaskar. At the outset, let me thank Prerna College, administration, management my special regards and a big thank you to our renowned academician and administrator of Nagpur, Dr. Praveen Joshi sir. Very happy to meet first time Dr. Rakesh Namir with such a high profile. A very good morning to you, sir. Thank you, Snail ma'am. And yes, the topic is National Education Policy. The entire conference is on that. So I'll be touching upon, like, you have had NEP lectures and you will have. So I'll be touching upon mainly on technology aspects. It was like 2015 it was proposed and 2020 it was finally implemented, but still the role of technology into it has a major role to play to get it implemented. That is very, very important. And pandemic has, yes, shown us that, yes, how technology can be so important, right? Like 90 people from different cities and parts of this country, we are all together in one room. So this is the magic of technology, using technology into our regular teaching learning. And thank you so much for having such conferences, because people were like worried कब physical class होता है. I mean, I want to go physical. These classes are so boring and this kind of thing, and we want blackboard का मजा अपना है, and face to face facing, I can't see body language of students, but fine, it is, we have adjusted. Salute to all teachers in the country like India, where we never used Google Meet, we never used Microsoft Teams. These all were existing. Zoom was existing for years. Google Meet and Microsoft Teams were extensively used by IT people. And we as a teacher community, particularly in India, were reluctant to go online. Disaster-driven digitalization, I call it. एक बार disaster आ गया and we all were locked into our houses, colleges, classrooms and laboratories were locked. And yes, the role of technology was so seamlessly accepted. Very seamlessly accepted. It didn't even take, I must appreciate even nursery, primary teachers as well as students and their parents, of course, accepted it. And it was hardly a month's time. And we could see, yes, there were hiccups, there were issues, there were network issues, there were physical issues, there were, students not getting connectivity in the many of the villages. So it was there, but 2020 was NEP year, and 2020 March, we got online compulsorily out of digital disasters. So fine, it was blessing in disguise that we got to, accustomed with this online. I'll share my presentation now. Just a second. Sorry. Yes. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So NEP and use of advanced technologies is a topic given to me, and it's very close to heart because I strongly promote use of technology into day-to-day teaching learning process. You have to get to do that. Physical is fine. Offline is very good. Blackboard and classroom, very good. But nobody has stopped you using Zoom into the classroom and getting some very good faculty. Like we have people we have right here from Bihar and Patna, and it's so easy. They are sitting at their office, they can do their work as well as they are with us into this virtual room. So NEP and use of advanced technologies. Background, I'll skip this back because it was 29 July 2020 when it actually was accepted. And yes, that policy with thousands and lakhs of suggestions, it was like finally seen there. And amazing salute to Kasturi Rangan sir, that how somebody can accommodate lakhs and lakhs of suggestions appearing on education portal, education.org and various other portals into just 66 pages of a document. Not a single word you can replace and not a single word you can skip. It's a Bible, I tell you. And then we were like, bogged upon so many questions since 1968, then 86, and 86 to 2020. It's been 34 years. We have why graduates and postgraduates are not employed. We had so many questions. Why English language still remains the biggest hurdle? Why students are not skilled? Why not choice-based? True choice-based. I should not say choice-based. Choice-based is there. UGC has already made it compulsory to all universities and autonomous and private universities as well. But why not true choice-based? Why can't you take physics with music and chemistry with history? Why it's not a full-fledged knowledge-based education, skill-based education, competency-based assessment? Why Indian students migrate for higher education for foreign countries? Still, a person who has got, person has got budget of some 50 lakhs and he will immediately think that his son or daughter will be sent to US. And a budget with 35 lakhs and 30 lakhs, sorry to be very blunt, but then we immediately look forward for a foreign university for post-graduation in Australia, Singapore, Malaysia. And if we have still lesser amount, people will take loans, but still foreign education is better than Indian has become a stamp on education. That is so bad. That is so bad. We were Vishwagurus. Now, NEP document, coming to NEP document, I always feel that what was missing? It was that education system. We were Vishwaguru. Takshashila, Nalanda and Patliputra, we all know the stories. And then it was broken like anything, and we are still after 75 years of independence, we are still following that, creating babus and creating followers, creating people who will just blindly follow their bosses is an entire human resource which we are producing in the country like India. The degree name can be doctor, engineer, BE, MTech, MBBS, law, professional, BR, MR, कुछ भी degree रह सकती है. But the issue is about we don't create leaders. We are unable to create innovators, which is the need of the time. People don't need repeaters. I teach you 5 chapters. You learn by heart those 5 chapters. Fine, you have understood also. And I'll assess you on those same 5 chapters. And I'll give you 10 on 10 and you will get placed. Sorry, this system education will never get evolved. Education cannot take up that paradigm shift into where we are expecting big quantum jump. Big quantum jump. Why we are so lagging behind? What are those points? NEP 2020 is such an exhaustive document, such a complete document in its own that yes, reply, answers to all such queries are very much into it. So dear teachers, I'll request if still there are certain teachers who have not read this document completely, please read it thoroughly. I was following this document when it was first rough draft was launched, and then I got so impressed and read it. I think I must have taken up this must be more than 125 sessions pan India I have taken on NEP, including every state of this country. It is so important to know that. And the most important point in the context to teachers, it's about student but context to teacher is this is cut paste directly from NEP document. See what a target. This is the focus of NEP, recognizing, identifying and fostering the unique capability of each student. How it can be done? By sensitizing teachers as well as parents to promote each student's holistic development of student in not only academic but also non-academic sphere. This is a focus statement. If you want to achieve this, today we are taking a class of 60. Can you recognize and identify unique capability of each student? Each student, I mean each student. And every student is different. Every student has different choices, different passion, different, career dreams, different career goals. Every single student, it doesn't mean all are sitting into a mechanical engineering class have same career goals. No. All those who are sitting in, say, a particular BBA class with specialization in something, no, it is not like that. All those who select similar 3 subjects in their arts as a graduation doesn't have same career goals. They have different aspirations, are not, there into that class with their own choice. All these things are to be taken into consideration. Otherwise, teaching to the masses, I completed my task and let whatever happens is something which is so criminal, I feel sometimes. What students need, whether they are understanding it or not, whether are we facilitating them to reach to their career goals or not. These questions are not to be asked because I have a syllabus to complete. I have 70 hours class to complete. So in this in this hassle, we just forget that there are 5 students who really want to pursue, even after engineering, their Instagram influencing job. And there are 10 students who really want to become a politician. And there are 5 students who have childhood dream to be a film actor and director or whatever. And they are into engineering college, they are into medical college. And I have like seen a lot of doctors doing a lot of stuff in fashions, and an engineer having an online tailoring firm, an MS from US, world-renowned university, and a graduate from an government engineering college. One of my friends is into online tailoring firm because he was fond of clothes, he was fond of fashion, he was fond of creating apps as handy, as friendly to the society. So he is into tailoring. I mean, when does we will get a chance to talk to our students to identify and recognize is something which we need to ask questions to everyone. It is very, very important. I'll just request one more thing to all of you, that let me open the chat and I'll start only the chat. Hello everyone. Please, whenever you are finding something which can be discussed, which you want to suggest, which you want to talk on these slides, please use what, please use this chat box, please. Yes, fine. Sapna ma'am, Gaurav, Manjiri, Neha ma'am, yes, thank you so much. Please, I'll request one thing. By the time you are listening, we are multitaskers, teachers are multitaskers. I just request, can you write down your specialization, your favorite topic into the chat box? I'll write my favorite topic as social entrepreneurship is one thing, advanced physics is another. I am now currently working on green economy. So I have written my 2-3 important choices. I'll request all of you. Yes, Mahesh sir is writing maths and, great marketing, computerized. It's an era of networking, dear teachers. So it's an era of networking. So let us see. Now I'll keep on checking this thing. If you want to suggest something, if you want to comment on this, we will, of course, at the end of that, we will have one-on-one interaction for some time, 5-10 minutes. But till then, whatever you feel, just keep posting on this chat box. So how to recognize, identifying and foster the unique capability? There has to be a system which is to be generated, and IT can be the only simple solution. Just a minute I'll take, and I can take a solution on this, is what to do. In my colleges, what I've done, it's so simple. Everyone can of us do this for this purpose, this important focus area of this. What do you have to do? Create a Google Sheet. See, if you get admitted, like my college where I have my office, 1,500 students got admitted in first year. What I do is, I'll create a Google sheet and send it to all. And I'll just ask 3 important things. What is your hobby? What is your passion? And what are your career goals? You are fine, you are engineer. You are going to be an artificial intelligence engineer. You are going to be a data science BTech. But are you interested in getting your childhood dream of getting chef? So write it down. If you want to be a singer, if you want to be a pianist, if you really want to be a painter, and you are still a computer engineer, let this college know. We will help you nurture your dreams, help you go to reach to those career goals, unless we know this. So it's such a simple thing, such a simple formula. All those I can talk to you separately on this agenda, my phone number, and I'll share this thing. But it is such a simple thing. Every student gets an opportunity to write in the first year to express, to express, yes, I am a computer science engineer student, but my hobby is music, singing, and my career passion is becoming an Instagram influencer or a YouTube influencer. Let him say that at least. And what we do is, we segregate with respect to their interests, with respect to their career goals, with respect to their hobbies, with respect to their passion. We segregate and create WhatsApp groups of similar mindset students. And once such similar mindset students are segregated and clubbed together into simple WhatsApp group, this is where use of technology starts. Creating a Google form, sending it to all students, collecting the data, separating them, segregating on an Excel sheet, making their databases, and creating out of those databases, bringing like-minded students into one WhatsApp group. They can be from different branches, they can be from different years, but all of them have decided that they want to crack UPSC after they become BTech. All of them wants to go for armed forces. See, this segregation is done. This is a simple effort which I do in our colleges. I promote this into many colleges. It's a matter of 2 days only. Send the link, get the data on Excel sheets, segregate that Excel sheet, create WhatsApp groups, add phone numbers, and appoint a simple facilitator or mentor teacher into that WhatsApp group. You will be surprised. Students are more tech savvy, net savvy. They are more onto digital content. They are 10 times more exposed to digital content what we teachers are. So please allow them to use that technology, to use that digital space, allow them to explore that digital space for their own growth. Let them use Instagram. Doesn't matter. Let them use, but it is needed for their growth. They will share, and you will see amazing culture of peer learning get started within that WhatsApp group. This is a simple formula which I really thought of sharing. And the details you can always get back to me afterwards. NEP has a strong emphasis on creative thinking, critical thinking, creativity, empathy, logic. I mean, there are so many issues which a single subject allotment will never suffice. There has to be a system which needs to be created within our existing education system. See, education has a 4th generation. We know we are into education 4th revolution. One was lectures and memorization. I remember in my school way back some 45 years back, lectures and memorization. Some teacher will come, he will deliver. He will deliver great chemistry, physics, whatever. I understand or doesn't understand, I'll just memorize. Even if I ask difficulty to teachers, there were 90% teachers who used to say, come on, don't worry, mug it up, ratta maru, and you will crack. You will become what? First class, first in 12th standard and 10th standard, and there were no JEEs and all that in those days. The one who cracks highest number in 12th will get admissions to engineering, medical, or whatever desired field. So education gone. Britishers ka Rod Mackley and Britishers की story है, उसके कारण we are suffering with that education 1.0. Education 2 internet enabled, yes. Then internet came into picture and we wanted that internet enabled learning has to be there. See, it was 2nd generation. And there are colleges, I go for, so many colleges for assessments, pan India. And when I ask what are the latest tools you use in education technology, what latest things you use for making your education more relevant to the students who is digital community. And they say we use internet enabled learning. We make students, we send videos and we do this and that. And I use some PowerPoints and they, sorry, internet enabled teaching learning is good, but you are then 50 years back of the current trends. Education using internet, it was a 2nd generation education. So using that kind of thing, like using PowerPoint presentation. Sorry, am I visible and audible now? Again, there was a power failure.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, fine. I'm sharing. Sorry. Is it visible now, presentation?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
education 3rd generation was producing knowledge. Sam Pitoda sir was specially invited to India and he was appointed as a chairman of Knowledge Commission and people started talking about education. But this is also when Rajiv Gandhi ji was prime minister. Third revolution of education is so old. And now current we are producing human resource for industry 4.0. Dear teachers, we need to shift to an education system which will produce innovators. If we teach 5 chapters, students should, their curiosity component, their inquisitiveness should get raised to the level where we will create innovators. We teach them 5 chapters. They will learn 5 chapters in the classrooms, laboratories or wherever. But after that, they would love to explore, to generate their own 6th chapter into the similar line is something I understand. by innovation. Innovation is so important. What is innovation? Innovation is a new process, new method, new technology, new device, new procedures, new methodologies. Innovation is something which doesn't exist, and you need to create that. It's something which is so important. So, dear teachers, education should now produce innovation. I am teaching 5 chapter, but the process of teaching 5 chapters should be so enhanced, so latest, so relevant, so digitally equipped, so technologically supported that yes, they will start, their curiosity would go up and they will surf at home. They'll find out, they'll go to all learning portals and then there are 4 parts, of course, I know. We are touching upon only part 2, that is higher education, into also that part 2. Second part, I'll be. This is a basic timeline and people are happy with this, that yes, the complete policy will be fully operational by 2040. Sorry, we are already behind. We need to gear up. We need to gear up for immediate implementation of all those deadlines. 2022, 2023, 24, 25. You can see the timeline and we are behind. AICT, UGC have been given serious targets, and they are pushing them ahead towards their target for using this thing of new technology. Digital India campaign. You must have heard. We are information and communication technology can only create that reform, can only make Indian education competitive with respect to what is happening in US or UK or whatever. The super fast pace of technological development and creativity, to tech savvy teachers, tech savvy students, the budding entrepreneurs, the startup ecosystem to be created will impact education in multiple ways, I tell you. The technologies involving artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, smart boards, hand-holding computer devices, adaptive computer testing, things are changing. Network is going to be 5G. We are still struggling. Many of the villages in country still don't get 4G speed. And education, if really want to get shifted, technology support in the country like India, shifting crores and crores of budget is definitely required. I will strongly endorse what our my previous speaker was talking about, the budgets. Yes, unless we pump in sufficient budget, it will never happen. It cannot happen. GDP ka 0.6%. When 1984, it was GDP's. See, technology, when we talk about, it needs money. It needs super hi-fi, Wi-Fi, routers. We need 5G everywhere. We will need a robust, digitally equipped internet infrastructure into villages. 60-70% people stay in villages. In pandemic, we have struggled that those students were into the small villages. They said, sir, sorry, we do not have speed. Sorry, we don't have Wi-Fi at place. Sorry, we can't afford Wi-Fi. You need to bring it to the cheaper level. We're talking about Internet of Things. We are talking about IoT, 3D printing, cloud computing. But how? Where a student or teacher will get that access? Unless we get 5G network, unless we get a very robust system, unless we get an unlimited Wi-Fi at a very cheap rate, government has to think on this. NEP, and people started jumping on the budgets, and 1 lakh crore was a budget. So what? People were so happy, it was never done. 1 lakh crore. So 1 lakh crore is nothing. When I saw 1 lakh crore, and then people were talking about, and the technology thing and higher education thing could get out of that 1 lakh crore, the technology and higher education could get only 38%, 39%. Rest went to primary education. 70% of the budget of 1 lakh crore, 21-22 ka bol raha hu. So gone to primary education and fundamental education and literacy. India has that level of struggle. So what was left was only 38-39% into technology development, out of which the balance which was left for higher education, out of which 80% was taken up by IITs and NITs. Who are the institutions? The institutions which are already advanced institutions. They are already eminence. They are already enjoying eminence and international collaborations and $1 billion funding to them. 80% of the available funds of HEI went to them. What remained is hardly anything. How we are gonna develop this technology setup around the country to the smallest part, in the tribal areas, in the small villages. Unless they get internet is something so basic. Laptops are something so basic. Wi-Fi speeds at everyone's place at very, very cheap rate is something so basic. So funds, yes, that 1 and 2% of GDP would never suffice. No technology can come up. No technology can reach to the unreached wherein actually India stays. Where we really want to revamp our education, we need to reach to those villages, to those tribal areas in Orissa and all. You will be surprised. There are still areas who doesn't have tools. Well, but coming back to again NEP document, National Education Technology Forum will be an autonomous body, will be created to provide a complete platform for exchange of ideas of use of technology. It is still existing. Learning, assessment, planning, administration, everything has to be in higher education technology based. A very higher end apps, a very higher end robust ERP system is to be set up country level. Not only few rich universities will do that, they are still doing that. Good universities, it's my hobby. I visit all throughout the year to the various renowned universities worldwide. In India itself, I have visited more than 250 colleges. And in abroad, say maybe 25 to 28 university I am actually working with. And I could see the change, see the difference, see the quantum jump needed by the Indian education system. It is so difficult. And new direction for research and innovation will come only through this National Education Technology Forum. New educational software were given task. It was Prime Minister Shriman Modi ji's dream to bring out education into major Indian languages. And yes, that software is ready. Yes, Maharashtra has 2 Marathi medium engineering colleges, which never happened because people are still struggling with English. Their education, their science, MP, Chhattisgarh, so many states, they have still that typical this thing. So we need to go beyond that. We need to go beyond that. And we need to understand that yes, if a language wasn't barrier, if we can remove that, otherwise also most of the colleges, let us accept that most of the colleges, when student doesn't understand, maths teacher jump to Marathi or Hindi or whatever local language they can, just to see to it, that smile, that satisfaction on student's face. Yes, ma'am, I have understood. Yes, sir, I have understood. Unless they explain into that regional language, in Maharashtra, in Marathi or Hindi, then that thing is not absorbed. If it is not absorbed by the students, if learning doesn't happen just because of the hurdle of English language, we need to understand this. National Research Foundation, advanced core AI research, all these technologies are and will be supported by NEP exclusively with funds. The focus area of international research will be healthcare, agriculture, climate change, and AI. So these are the areas. Online and digital education has become a prime important aspect of NEP. How can a small village school guys will get 10 good teachers? Sorry, their school itself has got 3 teachers, but there has to be an arrangement for an promising student from very small village should get that online education from IIT professors, from Tata Institute of Social Science professor, from Ferguson College, from all renowned universities. Why their professors are restricted to those 60 students who take admission into their universities? They are going to create a dedicated unit for building a world-class digital infrastructure for digital contents. Currently, we have virtual labs, but only IITs could handle that. Training and incentives to teacher, online assignment and exam. You can read, I'm not reading the screen, but you can see. These are the 10 key initiatives NEP is planning for imbibing that technology, imbibing this online and digital education among the people. Simple, I'm not boasting myself, but my simple example, when it was pandemic, like we were all shut, we were all inside, locked inside our houses, our homes, colleges were locked. And I was like, I had 3 travels planned during that in April 2020, May 2020. All meetings got stuck up because I could not travel. But then my daughter itself told me, some of my young kids told me that why don't you go online immediately? Start doing things online, start using Zoom, get mastery on all these softwares and PowerPoints, which can be very easily useful to to reach out to the people who are sitting and again locked into their own houses. I started doing that, and I tell you, within those 12-15 months of severe lockdown, I delivered 400 plus webinars. Could reach 45,000 plus participants from 26 different countries into 30 cities of India. And how many topics I touched upon? 52 different topics, 55 different topics, because I could get a lot of time to learn. Learning was my major agenda into pandemic. Learning and teaching, and majorly I took sessions for my teachers, pan world. My teachers pan world. It was like American NGO, or it can be African country. It can be Australian University, or it can be St. Paul University in Russia. I did sessions in every such small country and universities also. Europe, yes, of course, I did a lot of sessions in Europe also. It conducted a lot of meetings, attended a lot of meetings in European universities, just to see to it that how we can percolate, how we can reach the unreached. ये सब करना है ना. So reduction in curriculum is something which we all need to understand. We as a teacher want to create and dump more and more content. NEP says if you really want to implement critical thinking, interactive classes, flipped classrooms, experiential learning, then your syllabus has to be reduced. Don't teach them 25 chapters in a subject, sorry. Restrict them, curtail them to 15 chapters. Raise their curiosity to the level where student can explore. Start peer learning, start self-learning. Get converted into the mode of lifelong learning is something which every one of us should do. So please see to it that we are responsible for syllabus framing and board of studies chairman. I was Senate for 5 years. Just now my term got completed. I am still board of studies of chairman of applied sciences. See the mentality that even this has to be kept into. This has to be included into. This is latest technology. Let us include. Sorry, don't make it a dump yard. Students are unable to absorb that because the system by which you are trying to adopt that, they are not happy with. They're not happy with the typical classroom teaching learning. They want freedom. They want everything digitalized. They are 24/7 on their laptops and mobiles. They want you to be on mobile. If instead refraining them from laptops and mobile, let us be on those comfortable media wherein students are comfortable. So we need to create this jump into our thought process. The world has already accepted many years back. It is for India, it is very much essential now to reach out to the people where we can do all these things. So important is that. Yes, this is multiple entry exit. I will not cover this because these fundamentals are already known to everyone. These are various, I just included for a reference that this national education policy in higher education asks for so many things, out of which, vocational merging into technical education. Amazing. Few technology used for integration. Amazing. I mean, there are few points which are so apt, so relevant, so much needed for years, are very much nicely included into it. Now, one more point always pinches me. Character, ethical and constitutional values. NEP has very strong emphasis on, because they want to create what? Enlightened, socially conscious, knowledgeable and skilled nation. The target is knowledgeable and skilled nation, socially conscious, enlightened. How it can be done? Once you develop character, ethical and constitutional values, intellectual curiosity, scientific temper, creativity, spirit of service, these are the virtues, these are the value system, these are the belief system. We need to shift to those things. And people, like when it was discussed, I felt so sorry in many of the meetings in universities, not in this country, but in many other, universities. They say, come on, character, ethical building and moral values, and fine, let us have one subject on morals and ethics. Sorry, that one subject will never suffice, will never be effective if you really want to conduct all these things. So this is something I just want to suggest a simple thing on this. If you really feel like truth, righteous conduct, peace, love, non-violence, Satya, Shanti, Dharma, Hinsa and Prem, if you seva, you really want to imbibe, be a role model. And if you cannot, it's a difficult, very, very difficult, most difficult slide of my presentation. Seamless inclusions of morals and ethics into teaching learning process is demanded, is needed, is required. But how it can be done. It's not about one subject getting introduced at third semester or fourth semester. Never. It will never be effective. It will never. You cannot see changes into the behavioral aspect of students. Their morals and ethics standards will not get raised. Be a role model. If not, and then at least I have small plan for all of you. If you really want, if you are serious about this, just write down the leftmost column on my slide is 1, 2, 3, 4. They are topic codes. Every topic code you will have topic contents. Fine, you are expert. You are already postgraduate and doctorate into that. Point is the virtue, truth, love, peace, harmony, right conduct, non-violence. Just pre-planned with your session. Already going, whether you are teaching maths or mechanical engineering or engineering drawing, still you can always find 2 to 3 minutes, maximum 5 minutes to talk on morals and ethics in terms of experience sharing, storytelling, examples of your own seniors, through activities, through group activities, through team building, through students sharing their own views. But there can be different 25 activities by which these, these virtues, these morals and ethics and constitutional values, this behavioral aspect among the students should be includedly, seamlessly into your daily teaching learning process. Every class should have 1 or 2 minutes spoken on morals. Then only you can see the change. True choice-based credit system. I'll shift. What can we start doing right now? See, NEP document has already come up. It's been 2 years. 2 साल का celebrate किया. We will celebrate 3 complete years now in 2023. So as a teacher, you can do immediately what? No university vice chancellor, no principal, director of your institution or head of the department for that matter can stop you upgrading your education system within the classrooms and laboratories. What can we start doing right now? E-content development is something which is very first step. It's a very first step to get into what? Implementation of NEP. We are talking about technology aspect. We are talking about going digital. We are talking about, see, there are other aspects which you and me cannot do anything. Of course, we can put up into our Senate. We can put up into our UGC committees. We can put up as a suggestion into AICT and other councils that yes, this is needed. These funds are to be raised to 3.4 to 4.4 of GDP. And this amount has to be shifted. This budget is required. This robust infrastructure of our internet is required into so many villages. But we are actually not involved. What a teacher can do is into their classrooms. And I just want to put this into small slide that what can we do on this? Two first things, start developing a quality e-content of yourself. Second, start, because we are matching standards with other countries. We feel Singapore country, we feel universities in Singapore and Tokyo are doing so amazing. There are Nobel laureates. There are Nobel laureates in German university. There are Nobel laureates in USA. Why can't in India? Why we cannot create innovators? Because to understand that, go collaborate with them and know what they are doing different. So internationalization of education should be an important agenda. It's my favorite topic and I have delivered several sessions on internationalization of education in the country. Then it can be done through collaboration and networking. And fourth point, use of technology in day-to-day teaching, learning, and assessment. Everything should go digital is something which is need of an hour. Please understand. Start developing content. Teacher must learn to this. Avoid cut paste, of course. Don't copy paste from somewhere wherein you're already doing that. It's not done. So important point is, let me check chats. If you have kept keeping, yes, I'll be happy to know the expertise, mathematics, stats, data mining, computers, computer programming. Kalyani madam is computer programming. Rahul is in finance. Sapna ma'am is in organizational behavior. Shivani in physics. Neha ma'am in computer networks. Bhageshri madam Chaudhary. Great. Why I'm opened up this chat is we are already into a wonderful, thanks to Dr. Praveen Joshi sir and Prerna Management and Administration, that you have created an interdisciplinary platform. Now my request would be, we are all from different fields, talking on same topic, concerned about same thing. Let us create a group. Let us discuss, share, because whether you are a physics teacher, whether you are an economics teacher, whether you are an educationist or education teacher, my dear teachers, use of technology, sharing of knowledges, understanding each other's needs, and how we can collaboratively do something different, something new, something innovative, because we want to create a role model, teacher as a role model. They will always ask, I ask students, why you are not innovating? Create an idea. Ideation is a process. Have you ever taught them ideation? Have you ever taught them how to create a prototype? If not, then where from students will learn this? I'm very thankful. Like Snail Madam is from accounting, Sonika Ma'am is from OBD and HRM, and Chalaka Ma'am is from data mining, Priyanka Ma'am is from computer. We have a different platform. Please connect. Let this session be a platform for networking and getting more new friends from pan world. This is an opportunity. Let us be in touch. I'll share my details and let us see what together we can do. If I have a computer science, this is my hobby. This is my habit. This is I am very opportunistic into this, that I always want that yes, somebody from different domain, if is my friend, we will try to see to it what overlap can be formed to create something new. So thank you so much for sharing, all of you. Let us note all that. It is very, very important. Thank you, Kishore sir, for the compliment, but it is more into the point important is collaborations and networking. And I'm not boasting, but I'm strongly advocating these collaborations because that you cannot use. Logistics, best internet facilities, audio, video. Please, I mean, teachers are still there that I can't use that. I cannot create my video. I don't understand those, video editing apps. This is a 5th standard student can do that. My dear teachers, it's an appeal to all of you. Please learn this. It's a matter. You have done postgraduate and doctorate into history, geography, computer science, and artificial intelligence. Come on, making a good quality video is a 4th standard activity. It will not take even 10 days to master this thing, but this is going to be the future of education. I started learning it. The moment it was pandemic in March 2020, I decided I'll start creating. 400 days I delivered various sessions, and whatever days I couldn't get, this is my skin, I always wear coat at 9 o'clock morning. I get ready, take my breakfast and get ready with my suit done. And I'll get on my laptop. If I have to deliver a webinar, fine. If I don't have to, still I'll deliver and record it and post it on my YouTube channel. I started my YouTube channel in this pandemic, because of pandemic. And today I have 140 plus videos posted on it. Whenever I have time, I'll upload it. See to it, it's not a big deal. Once you get accustomed with all these things, go to my video YouTube channel. It's Vivek Nanoti Simple. You will find 140 videos. Of course, there are some musical and songs videos because I'm a singer. So of course, I've uploaded few that. Impact of social media is the biggest use of technology. This is my profile. I'm not boasting again. I can be very senior to many of the audience, and I want you to follow because students are on social media. Recently, there was a complete conference in Mumbai where I delivered session. It was on impact of social media and using social media actively into teaching learning process. That was a conference topic. So we cannot run away from this social media. We cannot say this is not my cup of tea. I am not on Instagram. I cannot do YouTube channel. No, you have to. You have to change. Change is driving this entire education system so fast. Instagram, I have, then I created YouTube videos, 140 videos I have. Then somebody told me, my daughter itself told me, Dad, you are doing 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour videos. Students these days are very, very impatient. They do not have patience more than 1 minute. So you whatever you want to do, mentoring, motivation, HR training, do it in 1 minute. 1 minute session. We are teachers. We take 10 minutes for warm up. And then my target was creating a good substantial content which will be very useful for my students and teachers within 1 minute for 50 seconds. And I was not believing myself. I have created 150 plus reels on my Instagram now. And thousands of students are watching it, getting motivated. They are saving it. They are they are spreading it all over. And this is the success of Instagram. Facebook, I have 5K followers and I have 100 plus reels and videos uploaded for students. My YouTube channel, yes, there. Other YouTube channels, I was just finding out where Vivek Nanoti could be find out. I can find more than 100 plus YouTube channels of different institutions, colleges, organizations, NGOs. They have 100 plus videos of Vivek Nanoti. LinkedIn is the most powerful professional society and professional networking platform. There I have 24,000 followers. It helps you to network. It helps you to collaborate. And what are the online learning platforms? Live, they are MOOCs, YouTube, Udemy, edX, Coursera, Swayam, NPTEL. Just involve yourself into it and bring students, motivate students to get on this platform. Classroom teaching is not at all sufficient. Use of technology, MOOCs, you can always learn to develop MOOCs platform. There are massive open online platforms. Swayam and NPTEL are asking for students. Online platforms, yes, we are using this. Google Classroom, Skype, Google, Zoom, Classroom. You all are there. It's a blessing in disguise. It's time to go national and global, my dear teachers. If you are taking a class of 60, and if you do, you're teaching a subject, 4 classes in a year, a week, 4 or 5 classes in a week. And dear teachers, even if you work for 30 years of your career into this teaching media, you cannot teach more than 1,000 or 2,000 students. 10,000 students maximum, I tell you. But going digital, you will have your 1-hour lecture viewed, seen, learned by 1 lakh students right in a day. If you have a good content, if you are expert, dear teachers, again and again appearing, use of technology only can save, survive, and bring out those changes which NEP is dreaming of. 10,000 students are waiting. You're teaching into a classroom of 60, out of which 20 are absent. 10, 15 are still watching their mobiles. 10 are not interested in your subject. So net absorption of your content of a 60 class is not even 50%. But the same lecture, if you upload on YouTube, you will be surprised to see thousands of views and appreciations and use of that. It's a global audience, dear teachers. Your knowledge, your expertise, teaching competency should go global. Immediately start thinking on this thing. I have done this. And that digital data is a gold mine. That digital data is a gold mine, I tell you. Whitehead Junior Community, you must have heard. What that Whitehead community was there? It was a digital content of few teachers. And what was the cost? 300 million. 300 million. Byju's recently acquired Akash Education Service for how much? $1 billion. And what Akash provided? $1 billion means what? What was that? It was the technology. It was the education technology. It was the digital content which was available. Data is a gold mine. Let us shift. Our knowledge should be used even after you. मेरे जाने के बाद मेरी एजुकेशन तो रहनी चाहिए, मेरी सिखाना रहना चाहिए. और जब प्लेटफॉर्म है, अनअकैडमी, प्रवीण कुलकर्णी, मैकेनिकल फैकल्टी, what is his salary? He teaches for 3 hours on laptop from his bed and his salary is 7 CR. 7 crore रुपए is a salary of Mr. Praveen Kulkarni, who is a mechanical teacher. Because he is generating 25 crores for his company. I mean, things have changed. Unacademy has offered 1,200 crores to physics wala, Mr. Alak Pandey, and he has refused the offer. 1,200 crores for your physics teaching. Can you believe it? I mean, this is what technology can tell you. This is what digital content can offer you. Teaching needs to shift. Students have already shifted. See, you cannot control. Students have already shifted. They are using YouTube, Facebook, Insta. They are using Swayam, NPTEL, Coursera, edX, Udemy. They are already there. If you are not there, it is your mistake. Because this mere classroom students are not happy with. Please see to it. Create video. Every faculty should create a video of their favorite topic. I have started this thing. It's very, very important. The various types of videos you can create. Only PPT with voice recording, clear, simple recording, without PowerPoint. Whatever is comfortable to you. But see to it that. Start using technology. There are amazing softwares available. Learn them. Learning is something you cannot skip out of. You cannot say, I am an English professor, so I cannot learn making videos. No, making video is a peanut for you. It will not take even 10 days. बहुत ज़्यादा बोल रहा हूँ. So 10 days are sufficient to master all technologies because they are very user friendly. These technologies, these software, these apps, these, they are very user friendly. Anyone can immediately learn. That is the very motto and purpose of it. Post your lecture. See this, one of my friends, he posted, he is an ED drawing teacher in a small polytechnic in Maharashtra, private polytechnic. I don't even know what salary he must be drawing. He started doing this in pandemic. Easy learning नाम से उसने अपना portal चालू किया है. And can you believe, polytechnic, he had 25 students in his class where he used to teach. And when he uploaded his video, 20,855 students have already registered his course. It doesn't matter then whether you are an IIT professor or a private professor or a university professor or a ad hoc 3,000 salary का कोई शिक्षण सेवक है. It doesn't matter. It will only quality will prevail. And this is the benefit of technology. Dear teacher, Udemy pays you 30% of the remuneration. If this course, Easy Learning, was engineering graphic course, was costing some 1,000 rupees, can you believe 20,000 means 21,000? This is an old screenshot. 21,000 students paid 400 rupees each to Mr. Easy Learning. करोड़ोंपति हो गया है एक ही लेक्चर लेके, एक ही course is of how many hours? 3 hours. 3 hours course can fetch you a 1 CR just by posting your video at right platform. Udemy is paying, Coursera is paying, edX is paying, Swayam is like very easy thing. You have to create. I mean, please go to Swayam portal and find out what way you can contribute to it. There are credit courses, non-credit courses. It's one video of 10 minutes. 3 videos create a module and 40 modules becomes one course. So total 20 hours of recording will give you. Please go for internationalization. I'm not boasting, but for achieving completeness to your idea, to your teaching skills, to your learning platform, it is so important that I'm actually working with 11 world-class universities, European universities, 5 Israeli, 5 Nepal, 5 Kyrgyzstan, and 4 Indonesian universities. I'm working there. I do not have photos of signing MOU with that vice chancellor. Sorry, I don't do that, because our teachers actually visit those universities personally. They stay there, learn there, and teach there. Finances, people always worry about. If you dissolve your boundaries, if an English professor gets collaborated with a geography professor, and if a physics professor get collaborated with a doctor or dentist, I tell you, money is not at all an issue. Just me as a head, Vivek Nanoti as a head, I have fetched more than 2 crores, 2.5 crores in last 4 years from various funding agencies, besides 2-3 crores of our routine government agencies. So money is not an issue. Dissolve boundaries, find out the right thing, use technologies rampantly. And I think I have to finish. I'll skip this. There's a huge, last 4th chapter. Government karte rahenga. My point of this session, let me talk in 1 minute. Let UGC, let government say, let them take another 1 year to implement whatever they want to. Me as a teacher, if I have such a wonderful Bible, Gita of this education, why not to go through it, and why not to find it out what I can do? My government, my university, my UGC will make changes and may implement after 4 years. So what? I have my students and I want to make their life fruitful, successful, rewarding. And I want to make my career also equally rewarding. So there are points, there are, there is a ready-made framework available. We just have to implement. No vice chancellor, HOD, director, principal can stop you for becoming, raising your quality of education within the classroom. Who stops you for getting your friend from Google headquarters USA into your classroom for a Zoom call? No, but that is simplest use of technology. Call your friends from Australia, call your friends from London, Paris, and tell them tomorrow I'm going to take this class, this topic. I know you are industry expert into this topic. Can you talk to my students for 25 minutes? I'll create a Zoom link. Who has stopped you? You have technology right into minute-to-minute teaching, learning process can bring back the glory to this education. We'll find that brain drain will be reduced. People from other country will aspire for coming back to this. So making it happen, let UGC, let NEP, let Government of India, let HRD Ministry, Education Ministry, let them take their own time. Lot of flexibility they will have to give. Lot of dilutions we will see. But that doesn't stop me of my responsibility of a teacher within my classroom. Thank you so much, all of you, for being such a wonderful audience. And I'll be very happy to reply to your any queries. I am available on viveknanoti@gmail.com. I am available on my WhatsApp 9822233286. You can take a screenshot of this. I am available on all social media, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, because I understand the importance. Like students are 24/7 on these platforms. If we can shift to these platforms, give some teaching, learning, mentoring to them, I am sure that use of technology was NEP is looking forward to. We can implement right today and see to it that Desh Badal Raha hai. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you, Dr. Praveen Joshi, sir, for giving me this opportunity to interact this amazing audience, and I could still see such a big number. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Vivek, we have not given you the opportunity. We have taken the opportunity to listen to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
One doubt I have.
Yes, sir.
That is, you have said that without technology, we cannot reach people.
Yeah.
So, do you think that in order to spread technological advances to the rural areas, to
Yes.
remote areas, the government will really spend that much of money when the only 3% of budget is allocated to education? So, is it really possible? Is it attainable?
Yes, it is at an extent, sir. I feel like because it will become still cheaper if 5G thing come up, and so technology will make this thing affordable, so government can afford. Let us hope this. I mean, that is what I understand. Government that 3.3% of GDP and 2% of GDP will never suffice any dream seen into these things, sir. Both of
Exactly,
बहुत
exactly.
मुश्किल है. Very difficult, and
So,
money has
really
no option.
would really make it difficult to implement new education policy as it has been envisaged by the father of the new education policy?
It is very difficult, but point is, if we can spread a right word, like I am doing it, मैं तो ये कर रहा हूँ. I've taken like more than 170, 180 sessions on NEP. I always tell and talk about what I can do as a teacher. Using that document is something which you should immediately implement. So even if that happens, and if our lectures can be available to the remote, sir, even remotest place, students have access to YouTube. They are watching. They have mobiles. Pandemic has made it compulsory. They have mobiles. So at least if they can start getting accustomed to the digital content, they may not get physical teachers, good teachers, IIT professors, sorry. Their schools cannot afford and their city cannot afford and the places will not invite anyone. But this digital content only can survive and reach out to the people. That is, let's hope for this.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
Yeah. Thank you so much for so many compliments. Thank you, all of you. I'm really overwhelmed to see all of these things. Mahesh sir has some query. Yes, change structure of primary education. And what changes?
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. I could see many questions also. Thank you, Anushri ma'am. Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure talking to you all.
Thank you, Vivek.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. These are my details. I am stopping by sharing this screenshot. You can get in touch. Let us collaborate and see what best we can do.
Vivek, we have planned to bring our teachers to your campus.
Yes, why not? Most welcome.
Like to engage them for some kind of orientation and how to use new technology for teaching purpose. I think that orientation, one more orientation is required for our teachers, and we will do it in offline mode. Yes, Priti.
Thank you so much, sir, for informative session in such a lucid manner. Sir has beautifully explained us various advanced technology of NEP. Thank you so much, sir. So hold on a second. We have also with us our moderators, Dr. Rakesh Dami, sir. I request you, sir, to enlighten us with your views. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Prerna Institute, Praveen Joshi sir, and the staff who had collaborated with me. It was a session not only to listen, but I got an opportunity to even moderate. It was really an eye-opener as far as the technology is concerned, and I'm a technological person, hands-on. Rather than going for the theory, I do a lot of things hands-on. And today, Vivek sir has thrown the light that that how the things can be made. I have prepared the whole list on that, but I will not be getting the time on that as such. So I will be just taking few points on that as such. First of all is that, he talked about the implementation of the program. Yes, implementation of the program is the need of an hour for the simple reason that, that professors are paid handsomely and we are not dependent on the government because, the funds we don't require much if we have to do the classroom work or we have to collaborate with the students or with the stakeholders as such. So I think so that, the teachers have a lot of time and we're getting a good salary. So we should see that, that how we are able to do our thing on our own so that, that we can prepare our own e-content and we can make it out. The second point he made is about the creating of videos. Now we call it as a flip lectures. Okay, first of all, we were taking the lectures in the classroom, and nowadays we can send them the videos, and they can do the brainstorming in the class. So again, the flip lectures or creating the video is the need of an hour, and it is the responsibility of the professors to create a lot of videos on the subject, so that that it will scaffold to the stakeholders, to the students. It will be the zone of the proximal development from the students' point of view as such. And as the former teachers, we are having the books on them. But presently, as far as the digital media is concerned, preparing a lot of videos and putting in the archives for the posterity, we will be doing the great services for them as such. So definitely going digital is a need of an hour, because the student learn the language of animation, they learn the language of videos, they learn the language of infographics. Okay, they learn the language of blockchaining, PowerPoint presentation. Also, so the chalk and duster method, they are the matter of past as such. So presently, going digitally is a very important factor, which Vivek sir has talked about it. Then third thing, he talked about the social consciousness, that which will bring our nation to be, in a skilled manner it is going to make. Now, when we talk about the social consciousness, I think so that, that we are using a lot of apps like, WhatsApp and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube not for the academic purpose, but we are using them for more or less for the social purpose. But
I think there is some technical snag.
He got disconnected, I think.
It seems.
He'll join, I guess.
Yeah, he will join. नेहा मैडम फोन करके देखिए उनको.
यस सर, ट्राई किया है. सर का फोन बिजी आ रहा है सर. ड्यू टू दैट.
Can you listen me?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay. Sorry, I apologize. The technical glitch was there. That was it. Okay. The third factor, we are using a lot of apps, in iOS and Android. There are more than 3 million apps, and you will be getting a lot from the net questing, web questing, from the Android and iOS apps, and lot of softwares related to the technology subject, or the core thing that that what you have to work it out. But important thing is that that we are wasting a lot of time, in even my students, or even my people whom I know. We call it as a smartphone, but it is really a smartphone unless we are socially consciousness about the thing that that how this mobile phone, iPads, your laptops and your tablets are going to work for our education. I think so that that our energy and knowledge is going to get drained. So I think so that that this apps on iOS, Android, we have to work for our knowledge purpose. So that was the thing that Then next thing, he talked about the technology as far as the budget things are concerned. And today I knew about that, that IIT and IIM more or less that, that the money has been siphoned in that as such. So, I think so that education has to be a level playing field. And, from, getting the money from cities to village, because, our India lives in village. So if we have to make the technology worldwide prevailed, the level playing field is a very important part, because like Vivek said, I've taken a lot of lectures in more than 300 colleges, and I find that in the rural area, what I find is that there is a lack of resources, lack of infrastructure, lack of technology, and this is the thing that that what I find is that that we are not able to develop as we ought to have as such. So again, in technology, the level playing field from the dispersing of the budget is a very important part that that what I see upon as such. Now, next point he raised is that that education 4.0. Okay. Now we have seen that that there is a development in industries, industry 1, industry 2, industry 3, industry 4. In industry 4, we have seen that that there is a lot of development in every structure. It may be infrastructure, it may be medical, it may be road. We are seeing that that we have made the headway as far as the industry 4 is concerned. But as far as education 4.0 is concerned, we talk about a lot of the technology, but as far as the implementation of the technology, we don't do. So in the real sense that that we have to make, suppose if we have to make the innovations or we have to make the knowledge in the real sense, then the teacher has to be get updated. Unless I may be having the resources, but if the teachers are not using those resources and if they are not taking into the classroom, then our purpose is not going to get solved. Because I've taken numbers of lectures in universities and I've seen that that the teachers are knowledgeable, they are having the things, but when it comes to the technology part, they have not shifted from their knowledge to the technology where the student at large are going to get benefited. So I think so that if we have to have the education 4.0, then of course it is not only about the resources, but using of the resources, the know-how is an important. And the professors like Vivek and others at large, they should update the teachers that how to use the technology from the student point of view or from the posterity point of view. So again, from industry 4.0 to education 4.0. Now he talked about the different data, that we have seen that that students are preparing for GPSC or UPSC or for IAS. We are seeing that that there is a herd following. Now, according to Howard Gardner, multiple intelligences, every student is made for some field as such, and they should know that what is the potential. So as far as the potential is concerned, presently technology is giving us a lot of potential. With the help of the technology, they can have their own pedestals, they can have their own slot. And presently, gone are the days, when the student used to go for only the medical profession or they used to go for the engineering profession. But here, in the present time, with the facilitation of the technology, there are numbers of fields where they can make their bread buttered as such. So this is again one of the things that that what I find is that the different data has to be restored, and we have to see that that where the students find their own leeway or their headway as such. This is again the thing. Then sir talked about the National Education Program documentation. I've gone through the documentation, but I have not read the documentation as Vivek sir has gone at large as such. But I've seen that there are many documentation floating, but implementation of the documentation is a very important part. So what happens that that in my college there was a scope program, okay, learning of English, related to learning of English, but that has been gone and dusted away as such. So implementation of the program is an important program. I may be having only 2 chapatis, लेकिन वो 2 चपाती को मैं उसको न्याय दूं, लेकिन मेरे पास अगर पूरा बुफे होगा लेकिन मैं उसको खा नहीं पाऊंगा तो उसको क्या मतलब नहीं क्या. तो हमको क्या इंपॉर्टेंट चीज ये है कि जितने भी एनएपी के शॉर्ट प्रोग्राम्स हो, अच्छे प्रोग्राम हो, लेकिन वो प्रोग्राम का टीचर्स के थ्रू इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होना ये बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. Right? And the last thing he talked about the education, where India and abroad education he talked about as such. अगर हम लोग इंडिया अब्रॉड के एजुकेशन की बात करें तो आजकल थिन लाइन हो गई है. We don't have to spend a lot of money for the abroad education unless you want to have the PR of that country as such. तो आज की तारीख में you have numbers of programs. सर ने बहुत सारे programs के बारे में बात की है, और ये program आप online you can have an access to online and you can have the degrees. And you can save a lot of money as far as the India abroad program is concerned as such. So again, that I'm very happy that that I got a wonderful session to listen about. And I have a number of points, but I will not be going detail because I'm running short of time as such. So ये जो मैंने जो 7-8 प्रोग्राम जो 7-8 पॉइंट है, इसको मैंने नटशेल में अपने प्रेजेंट किए. और आज की तारीख में अगर सपोज टेक्नोलॉजी को अगर टीचर्स इम्बाइब नहीं करेंगे, इनकलकेट नहीं करेंगे, इफ दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू अब्रॉड, देन दे विल नॉट बी डूइंग द जस्टिफिकेशन टू द पोस्टरिटी. और वो अपना भी अन्याय इसलिए करेंगे बिकॉज दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू अपडेट देमसेल्व्स विद द हेल्प ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी. सो माय हम्बल सबमिशन, Vivek sir has given the lectures that that please wake up and see to that that how you can have an access to the technology so that the community or the future generation is benefited on that. Thank you, Vivek sir, very much. And I'm very much obliged, and definitely I've taken the screenshot of the number, and I will be in touch with you. And of course, we will be sharing our thoughts on that as such. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you.
Prerna College, Praveen sir. As such.
Thank you, Dr. Rakesh sir, for such an elaborating and giving it another perspective. Thank you so much. We'll be in touch. Sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You both can be in touch with each other,
Yeah. Yes.
and we will take the benefit of that.
Sure, sure.
Thank you, Praveen sir. Thank you, Praveen sir. And I want to be in touch with you also, sir.
Yes. I will pass on your numbers to each other,
Yeah.
and you be contact with each other.
Yes, yes.
I have prepared more than 300 apps on language teaching. I have worked on it.
Oh,
And of course, in language teaching, practically and pragmatically, how it can be helpful. If any of the students want, stakeholders want, then he can take the number from Praveen Joshi sir. And Vivek sir, it was a fantastic lecture, and obliged to sharing the pragmatic and practical aspect of the education, sir. Yeah.
thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for your sharing your valuable knowledge on the topic advanced technology of NEP. Thanks again to both of you. Lastly, I like to say education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. Now, I, Preeti Jess, take your leave and request Ms. Priyanka Chandava ma'am to propose a vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Preeti ma'am. What a glorious session it was. A very good afternoon to everyone. It gives me massive pleasure to propose a vote of thanks on the second session of the National Conference. I, Priyanka Chandawar, from the Department of Computer Science, on behalf of Prerna College of Commerce, stand here to express a gratefulness and to conclude the second session of day 2 of the National Conference. First and foremost, I would like to thank Dr. Vivek Nanoti, our honorable resource person, for edifying and sharing valuable knowledge with us on the topic NEP and use of advanced technology. We are greatly encouraged by your gracious presence, and I am sure that your talk will be immensely benefit each one of us. We would surely love to learn a lot from you in future too. I am also obliged to Dr. Rakesh Damir, Honorable Moderator of this session, for your views on this topic. Thank you, sir, for your sincere moderation. Thank you all for sharing your valuable time with us on the second session of this national conference. I thank all the distinguished participants across the country for their enthusiastic support and participation. On behalf of all the participants of the conference, I would like to say thank you for sharing your knowledge and expertise with us. Thank you once again. With the
Thank you.
permission of chair,
Thank you.
with the permission of chair, I declared today's session 2 is over. After this wonderful session, we are heading towards our valedictory function, and for that, I would like to invite Ms. Sharvari Ramteke to proceed further. So, I, Priyanka Chandawar, take your leave. Thank you all. Over to you, Sharvari ma'am.
Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, Dr. Rakesh.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. We are meeting. We are in contact. We'll be in contact. Okay.
Thank you so much, madam. Now we are approaching the concluding part. Good afternoon to all. I, Ms. Sharvari Ramteki from Department of Computer Science, welcome you all in the valedictory functions of the two-day national conference organized by Internal Quality Assurance Cell of Prerna College of Commerce on the theme New Education Policy, the Attainables and the Unattainables. First and foremost, my heartiest welcome to our today's chief guest, respected Dr. Rajesh Kumar Tejaniya sir. I extend my hearty welcome to the Honorable Dr. S.C. Gulane sir, chairperson of today's session. I am glad to welcome to Ms. Abhilasha Gurde Madam, CEO, Prerna Seva Mandal, the Director of Prerna College of Commerce, Dr. Praveen Joshi sir, Dr. Prakash Durukkar sir, the Principal of Prerna College of Commerce, and all the eminent speakers and the faculty members present on this occasion. It's an honor for me that I have been given the opportunity to host today's validatory functions of today National Conference on New Education Policy, the Attainables and the Unattainables. I am delighted to offer a gracious welcome to each one of you present here virtually. A simple but powerful reminder of the positive domino effect a good education can have on many aspects of a person's life and outlooks. Education is fundamental for achieving full human potential, developing an equitable and justice society, and promoting national development. Providing universal access to quality education is the key to India's continued ascent and leadership on the global stage in the term of economic growth, social justice, and equality, scientific advancement, national integration, cultural preservation. Universal high quality education is the best way to forward for developing and maximizing our country's rich talent and resource for the good of the individual, the society, the country, and the world. India will have the highest population of young people in the world over the next decade. Ability to provide high quality educational opportunities to them will determine the future of our country. The most important point is that this new education policy emphasizes the use of the technology in the classroom, and it offers more and more flexibility in the academics with multiple exist in different levels. Though this policy is being well appreciated by the majority of academicians and intellectual, there is also a cross sections of a society that doubts the feasibility of implementations of the NEP in the intended and proposed manner. Therefore, it is necessary that we examine its positive and negative aspect in all the seriousness at all the levels of the society. This conference was the humble attempt to achieve a great intellectual churning on NEP and find out remedies to overcome the drawback if at all they exist in NEP. Education is the key that unlocks the golden doors to freedom. In this two-day national conference, all the eminent guest speakers and renowned moderator have beautifully addressed the participant, and all this session was so informative and educative that it will surely help us enhance our personal interest toward the new education policy. All the participants have attended the session and shows their great enthusiasm for learning throughout these 2 days of the national conference. It was not just educative and informative, but also productive and fruitful for all of us. Now, I'm immensely privileged to introduce a dynamic personality as our chief guest of the validatory function, Dr. Rajesh Kumar Tejaniya, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Sir is currently holding the position of Global Founder President of Unity of Nation for Human Rights Council. Sir is the CEO of Unity of Nation Actions for Climate Change. He is the National Director and Director International Affairs of the International Human Rights Organization. He is also Purchase Officer of Delhi Skill and Entrepreneurship University. Sir has 32 years of experience, out of which 18 years as a faculty in mechanical engineer. He also worked as an administrative officer. He has delivered many lectures, expert talks as a resource person in many seminars, webinars, conferences, and workshops in national and international level. His articles have been published in many national and international journals. Friends, the list of his achievement is so long that it is not really possible for us to do justice with it in such a short time. It's really an honor to have such a remarkable and distinguished personality with us today. I would like to thank you, sir, for taking the time of your tight schedule and marking this morning wonderful for all of us with your august present. Now,
Thank you.
yes, sir. Now I request Dr. Prakash Durukkar sir, the principal of Prerna College of Commerce, for summarizing this session, two-day conference. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon to one and all. I have been given a task of, or rather to make a summary of a two-day national conference on new education policy, the attainables and unattainables. In fact, I think it's a gigantic task given to me. And I think it is next to impossible for me to really summarize this session, which has been conducted so meticulously and exhaustively, where the speakers were so knowledgeable and fully energetic, sharing their own views and the policies and discussing the 5 pillars of NEP and trying to tell their own experiences along with the challenges and opportunities. I'm really very thankful to all the speakers who have made the 2 days very hectic to all listeners. And though the task is to summarize the 2-day conference, let me take a small efforts and beginning. Maybe I go wrong here and there. The 2-day conference was inaugurated by our respected Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Jogendra Singh Bisen, Pro Vice Chancellor, Swami Ram Nath Tirth, Marathwada University, Nanded. The inauguration was full of data which he had, which was reflecting his keenness to share his knowledge regarding the NEP. And he has highlighted the opportunities that we are having and also given lot many solutions and challenges we are likely to face in implementation of this NEP hereafter. And almost we are very sure that the guidelines that you are given will be able to implement with our own capabilities and understanding of the situation. And I'm very sure those guidelines will be very, very helpful to all of us who attended this conference. And I also would like to note that with the permission of our secretary, Dr. S. Gulhani, we could conduct such a program for all of us. And I'm very sure that under the mentorship of our secretary, we could conduct such a program for the benefit of one another. On the first day, the keynote speaker was Dr. Nandini Shahu, former director, New Delhi. In fact, I want to only say a few words that I really appreciate and want to tell again, that the teachers must learn languages. A science teacher hardly intend to learn language. He's happy with whatever ability of language he or she has. And I think that was a key point I want to share with you all again, though you have been very listening very meticulously to all the lectures given by the speakers and the keynote speakers. That was one thing I want to share. And the other was, many teachers are not expert in online and offline teaching or both. That was a suggestion given by the keynote speaker. And she said that in her talk, a blended and multidisciplinary approach must be adopted. It is very need of the time to first accept that the blended teaching is required and a multidisciplinary approach is required to be developed. We normally focus ourselves for our own teaching and our own subject. We hardly bother about the interrelationship of my own subject with other. Maybe, for example, as a physics teacher, I want to share with you is, I must develop an intuition that physics should be related to biology. Physics should be related to electronics. Physics should be related to the computer science. If I am able to do it, that will be the real meaning of multidisciplinary approach. And I think that was the key point, very much highlighted by Dr. Nandini Shahu. And I hope all must have been appreciated that. And later in our different speakers have given a lot of inputs to us. And if I want to share the thoughts given by Dr. D.N. Morey, a professor of English, he has given a lot of insight into the content of NEP, which is required to be addressed. And one point of his lecture I want to share with you is, that is gross enrollment ratio. We really talk about this, but are we really knowing the depth of GER needs to be understood by one and all. We all teachers should not only focus our teaching, and we should also try to understand in what way we can improve GER. At least we should have a concept of understanding GER. That's what I can quote from his lecture, I hope. Later on in the topic that 5 pillars of new education policy was highlighted by Dr. Morisa in his address. He has given exposure to the 5 pillars that I want to repeat in front of you. They were access, equality, quality, affordability, and accountability. Now, I think first we are expert in understanding NEP, then only we'll be able to implement. That is what we could learn from Dr. Moresa. And the speakers, the resource persons are given the inputs, and they were very efficiently moderated by Dr. Shane Desar of the Priyadarshini College of Engineering. And the resource person and the moderators were so knowledgeable that I don't think I require really to summarize what we did for these 2 days. However, being the task given to me, I will try to just summarize few very important points which I felt really necessary to summarize. I was really very thankful to Dr. Sanjay Kavishwar, who has given a very detailed discussion on new education policy, the need, significance, and structure, which was really exhaustive. A lot of data has been given by the person, and they were rightly moderated by Dr. Urmila Dabi, who has done a moderation of the topic on the new education policy, the need, significance, and structure. And in today's lecture, I would like to share with you is the topic that was discussed by Dr. Kumar Chandradeep. All the way he has joined from Patna. For all of us, he has shared a huge data which comprises of GER, the sanctions, the ways in which the GER can be improved. That was very informative to all of us. The topic that he has shared with us was challenges and opportunities in higher education. That was a key need to understand to all of us. That the topic was moderated by Dr. Arvind Nawale, head and professor of English, which has really helped us to re-understand the topic. And the last second session was taken up by Dr. Vivek Nanoti. He has highlighted NEP and use of advanced technology. Now, as we all of us know that technology is key to have development, and that too he has correlated NEP with the advanced technology that is available with us, or we want to improve upon the technology. And he has really motivated all of us to make use of the advances in technology so that we can have effective teaching in our classes. Though it is very difficult to make the video lectures and editing and all that, we may not be expert, but I'm very sure his guidance will at least force us to make at least one video of our one topic of interest in our syllabi. And I think that definitely will motivate all of us, and we'll sure to make at least one video which will highlight, and we can upload it to YouTube, and we can see it. We can make it available to all those persons who can feel interested in that. He has given us a hint that don't make a copy paste of that lecture. That is really very to be noted, because the data is available. What I also want to share with his idea, I agree 100% with his idea, that if I'm expert in explaining a vernier caliper, then I should put all the content of vernier caliper I have understood, make a small video, may not be for 1 hour, as he has highlighted, make it for 2 minutes, make it for 3 minutes, and he can go on making a series of videos that may be fascinating for learners. So I think that was a fantastic idea. And the topic was moderated by Dr. Rakesh Damir, which was, he has really appreciated, and he has shared, he's ready to share his apps, 300 apps that he have made to all of us. I am very thankful to that. And lastly, I want to listen to Dr. Rajesh Tajania, who is the chief guest of this occasion. I cannot say anything about what he is going to say, but I'm sure this is what, sir, I want to summarize for you so that it will be very convenient for you to say a few words about this two-day conference. So really, I'm thankful to our mentor, President Dr. S. Gulhani. I'm also thankful to our CEO, Dr. Abhilasha Gurde Madam, and I'm also thankful to Dr. Praveen Joshi sir, who is just motivator to all of us. Thank you, sir. And I will stop for this summarization of the two-day conference held in the college.
Thank you so much, sir, for these beautiful words. Now I request our mentor, our strength, and our supporting pillar, respected Dr. Praveen Joshi sir, to give the introductory remark on this occasion. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
My friend, Dr. Rajesh Kumar Tejaniam from Delhi, the chairperson of today's function, Dr. S.C. Gullane sir, the secretary, Prerna Seva Mandal, principal, Dr. Prakash Drupkar, and participants. For last 2 days, there had been a great international churning at national and international level about the NEP. We have had opinions of many experts, observations from many scholars, and opinions from those who have expertise in the field of education. We had invited experts from almost all fields of life so that they could share their experiences with us. Now, one thing has come out, that there are certainly some challenges before we fully implement the new education policy. As it has been said, that 1,000 miles journey begins with the first step. So the government, by allowing the implementation of this policy, has taken a first step. But then when we walk along a particular path, it's not all rosy way. There are many obstacles. There are many thorns. But of course, after some time, you meet roses also. So it's all the onus is on the shoulder of the teachers. How effectively they implement this new education policy. Before anybody else understands the important aspects of this policy, it is the duty of the teachers to go through the entire policy and understand what exactly it means, how it wants to contribute to the quality education from our country, how this policy is materialized and properly implemented. We have seen the session, we have watched the session that took place earlier, that advanced technology is going to play the key role in the implementation of this policy. Earlier, we had distant education mode. Probably with this policy, the distant education mode may turn into a hybrid mode, wherein classroom teaching as well as virtual teaching both will go together. And those who are seated in the remotest area of our country will also have education from digital classrooms. And that will be more effective than the distant mode of learning. But our teachers must be mentally, psychologically prepared to take up this challenge. Now, the job of teacher has become a multi-dimensional job. It is not only going to the classroom, holding the students for 45 minutes, teaching them for 45 minutes, coming out of the class, and the job is over. No. Now you have to add technological dimensions to your classroom. And for that, you need the preparation. In order to make our education very effective, our classroom must be turned into digitalized classrooms. And in order to make them digitalized classrooms, we have to work hard. Now, we cannot say no to technology. Your students will not be able to bear with you if you are following the traditional method of teaching. If your college, if your institution does not adopt what is going on technically in education, maybe the number of the students next year will go down, will become smaller and smaller, because the colleges which have adopted digitalization of education, and if they are going digital, they will become more popular. So the future of colleges depends on you. The more digital the colleges are, the greater number of students the colleges will attract. So it all depends on teachers, how we can make the education student-centric. Dr. Vivek Nanoti has given a wonderful suggestion that if your lecture is for 45 minutes, at least 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you must spend on giving the moral lessons, ethical lessons, patriotic lessons, so that we can base our education on values. Ultimately, giving sanskars to our students our duty. But for that, we have to become sanskari teachers. So the onus, the responsibility lies more on the shoulders of the teachers, and they should be able to take up this challenge as a challenge, and they should meet the expectations of the policymakers. So with this, I conclude with the hope that through this conference, the participant teachers must have learned a lot, and what they have learned will be implemented in their day-to-day teaching life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Friends, now the most awaited moment has come. Let me have the privilege on behalf of Prerna College of Commerce to request Dr. Rajesh Kumar Tijania sir kindly to enlighten us with his erudite address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Joshi. And thank you, Prerna College, to invite me for this wonderful session. And it's my privilege that you have invited me second time for the webinar. And Prerna College of Commerce, many of conference is organizing day to day, and the topic is very good, that on the basis of and new education policy. There are some challenges to implement the new education policy. One is the challenge is that the teacher should be trained. As Joshi ji said, that sanskari teachers and sanskars are there. So these sanskars can be given to a teacher after training, wonderful training, and the government has fixed a certain amount of GDP 6%, which has not achieved from 1968 to till date. So this target of GDP has to be achieved by implementing the training programs, setup of labs, and making good infrastructure of colleges, universities, and new skilled programs for the universities. There are a lot of things we have to create in our colleges, universities. Most of the guests have already spoken on the topic of challenges of new education policies, and they have given their wonderful suggestions. And I don't want to repeat their words because they are more expert in their field. And I welcome to all of the dignitaries, respected dignitaries, and lecturers, professors, students, those who have joined this session. And I have to conclude this session by my remarks that Prerna College of Commerce is taking a good step to teach, learn to the students and community about the new education policy, and so many topics they are raising day to day in their webinars. I am thankful to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an enriching session. I'm sure that your talk will immensely benefit each one of you. We shall always cherish your valuable views that you have so wonderfully expressed on this occasion. Thank you so much, sir, for those valuable insights.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now we have with us as the chairperson a great personality, our motivator and guide, Dr. S.C. Gulhani, sir. What else I can say about our honorable chairperson, Dr. S.C. Gulhani, sir? Sir has devoted his whole life for the betterment of the society in the field of education, and his vision and mission is to continue it in future too. So I request the chairperson of today's valedictory functions and secretary of Prerna Seva Mandal, Dr. S.C. Gulhani, sir, to enlighten the audience with his eminent thought. Over to you, sir.
नमस्कार. मुख्य अतिथि डॉक्टर राजेश कुमार तेजानिया जी, प्रेरणा सेवा मंडल की चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑफिसर अभिलाषा, प्रेरणा कॉलेज ऑफ कॉमर्स के डायरेक्टर डॉक्टर प्रवीण जोशी, प्राचार्य डॉक्टर प्रकाश दुरुक्कर जी एवं सभी प्रतिभागी. पिछले 2 दिनों से नई शिक्षा नीति पर प्रेरणा महाविद्यालय द्वारा आयोजित एक सम्मेलन चल रहा था और अब इस समापन समारोह के साथ उसकी समाप्ति हो रही है. अनेक विशेषज्ञों ने नई शिक्षा नीति पर अपने सम्मानित विचार व्यक्त किए हैं और नीति के प्रमुख पहलुओं पर विस्तृत चर्चा भी की है. उनके विचारों से एक बात निकल कर आई है कि नई शिक्षा नीति का उद्देश्य छात्रों का हर संभव तरीके से सर्वांगीण विकास करना है. यह शिक्षा नीति प्राथमिक शिक्षा से स्नातकोत्तर शिक्षा तक छात्रों के समग्र विकास के लिए छात्रों के शैक्षणिक, नैतिक, शारीरिक और मनोवैज्ञानिक विकास पर ध्यान केंद्रित करती है. कई अच्छे अवसरों के अलावा एनईपी हमारे सामने कई चुनौतियां भी रखती है और सम्मेलन में उठाए गए कुछ मुद्दों पर यह नीति मौन रहती है. लेकिन मुझे यकीन है कि इसमें आ रहे कुछ प्रारंभिक समस्याओं के बावजूद भी 1 या 2 वर्षों में सभी बाधाओं को दूर कर ली जाएगी और इस शिक्षा नीति को सभी के द्वारा स्वीकार किया जाएगा. मैं प्रेरणा कॉलेज के IQAC को नई शिक्षा नीति पर इतने सफल सम्मेलन के आयोजन के लिए अंतःकरण से बधाई देता हूं. मैं सम्मेलन में सक्रिय भागीदारी के लिए सभी प्रतिभागियों को धन्यवाद देता हूं. इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं अपने शब्दों को विराम देता हूं. धन्यवाद.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind appreciation. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time.
Thank you
so much, sir. Now, I Miss Sharvari Ramdeke take your leave and call upon Miss Purva Madam to propose the vote of thanks. Thank you. Have a nice day. Over to you now. Thank you, Sharvari ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you is such a prayer that cannot be seen or touched. It must be felt by heart. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, Ms. Purva Wagh, on behalf of Prerna College of Commerce, welcome you all in this occasion. First of all, I thank our today's chief guest, Dr. Rajesh Kumar Tejania, sir, who has graced the valedictory function by his knowledgeable talk. Thank you, sir. I also want to thank Honorable Chief Guest Dr. Jogendra Singh Bisen. From his busy schedule, he has found time to grace the inaugural function and address us with his valuable views and thoughts. Thank you, sir. I also want to thank our keynote speaker, Dr. Nandini Sahu, for her kind motivation and inspiration. Thank you, ma'am. I want to thank Dr. D.N. Mori. He has delivered a wonderful lecture on the topic, the 5 pillars of new education policy: accessibility, equity, quality, affordability, and accountability on the very first session of the conference. Thank you, sir. I extend my thanks to Dr. Abhay Shende for sincerely sharing his view on the respective topic. Thank you, sir. On the second session of conference, we have Dr. Sanjay Kavishwar sir as our resource person who has delivered lecture on the topic New Education Policy, the need, significance and structure. I am sure that all the participants have gained immense knowledge from his talk. Thank you, sir. I extend my thanks to Dr. Urmila Dabir for sincerely sharing her view on the topic. Thank you, ma'am. On the second day of conference, we have Dr. Kumar Chandradeep sir as our resource person of first session. He enlightened us with the topic NEP, challenges and opportunity in higher education. Thank you, sir, for sharing your views. I also want to thank Dr. Arvind Naulis for sincerely sharing his view on the topic. Thank you, sir. Second session, we're blessed by the presence of resource person Dr. Vivek Nanoti, and he expressed his thought on the topic NEP and use of advanced technology. I also want to thank Dr. Rakesh Dabir sir for sincerely sharing his view on the topic. Thank you, sir. I would like to express my gratitude to all esteemed speakers and moderators of the webinar. It was an amazing experience listening to all of you on this occasion. Once again, thank you, everyone. My hearty and sincere thanks to the Honorable Chairperson of Validatory Function, Dr. S.C. Gulhane sir, for his kind inspiration and support. Thank you, sir. Now, I want to thank Ms. Abhilasha Gurde, ma'am, for her valuable time and motivation. I extend my thanks to our respected Director, Dr. Praveen Joshi sir, for his continuous support, vision, commitment, and motivation. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I thank our respected Principal, Dr. Prakash Durkar sir, who has always motivated us. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to our coordinator and in charge of the program, Ms. Neha Samundri, and Dr. Leeladhar Revatkar for their continuous guidance and for arranging such a beautiful conference. Thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am. I also thank all the team members and all others who have directly and indirectly supported to make this conference a grand success. At last, I thank all the participants for making this session a successful one. Thank you all once again. Here, I declare the session is over. Have a nice day.
The conference itself is over, not only the session.
Yes, sir. The conference.
That the conference is over.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Rajesh ji, for joining us.
Thank you. We have to, Joshi ji, we have to give our ideas to government. You also give your ideas to government. We are also, our university is also giving some ideas to government, and the concluded ideas when the government will read, then the policy will come in a better way. And a lot of challenges are there, जैसे कि environment studies के ऊपर solar energy है, बहुत सारी चीजें जो इसके अंदर include नहीं हुई, जिसके ऊपर काम होना जरूरी है.
Right.
तो अभी काफी स्टेट ऐसी है जहाँ पर कि अलग अलग स्टेट के स्टूडेंट्स जहाँ पर रहते हैं, जहाँ लैंग्वेज के लिए बड़ा इशू रहेगा कि एक फैकल्टी अगर कोई बोले कि मेरे को अरेबियन लैंग्वेज में पढ़ना है, तो उसके लिए फैकल्टी हायर करना किसी पब्लिक प्राइवेट स्कूल के लिए बड़ा मुश्किल है. तो ऐसे बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस आप सब यहाँ पर बहुत अच्छे समझदार, मेरे से भी बहुत अच्छे लोग यहाँ पर बोला है, प्रवक्ता अच्छे रहे हैं जिन्होंने अच्छा बोला है। मैं उनके वर्ड्स को नीचे नहीं रखना चाहता। तो ऐसे बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस है जो हम लोग सब फेस कर रहे हैं, और जो कि गवर्नमेंट को सजेशन देना है, तो हम भी सजेशन अपनी तरफ से यूनिवर्सिटी से भी दे रहे हैं, आप
हम
भी
भी
देंगे।
भेजेंगे सर ये कॉन्फ्रेंस का जो।
जी जी। तो आने वाले टाइम में मतलब 80% तो पॉलिसी अच्छी है, न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी, लेकिन 20% इसके अंदर जो खामियां है वो जल्दी ही पूरी होकर पूरे इंडिया के अंदर ये इम्प्लीमेंट हो जाएगी। अभी तो 2 स्टेट कर्नाटका और मध्य प्रदेश के अंदर हुआ है, क्योंकि वो क्या है कि कर्नाटका के अंदर कर्नाटका की मेजोरिटी पीपल ज्यादा है, मध्य प्रदेश के अंदर जहाँ मेजोरिटी पीपल ज्यादा है, अलग कम्युनिटी के लोग नहीं है, वहां तो इम्प्लीमेंट हो जाएगी, वहां इशू नहीं है। लेकिन जैसे दिल्ली है, दिल्ली के अंदर अलग अलग स्टेट के लोग आए हुए हैं, अलग अलग कंट्री के लोग हैं, यहाँ पर एजुकेशन लेने के लिए आते, तो यहाँ पर ये इश्यूज बहुत रहेंगे। तो उसके लिए सजेशंस है कि कोई एक या मल्टीपल लैंग्वेजेस के लिए ना किया जाए, और उसके लिए या फिर एक ऑडियो विजुअल कोर्स कंडक्ट करा दिया जाए, ताकि टीचर को हायर ना किया जाए। उससे क्या है ना, बजट ज्यादा हो जाता है स्कूल का, एक टीचर के लिए 1 लाख रुपए अगर सैलरी देना है, फिर उसके लिए क्लासरूम लेना, और कोई अगर किसी ने कोई ऐसी लैंग्वेज के साथ कोर्स कंडक्ट कर लिया जिसके साथ प्रैक्टिकल से या वर्कशॉप अटेंड करनी है, तो दैट विल बी टू मच डिफिकल्ट। तो आप सभी लोग एक्सपर्ट हैं, बहुत ज्यादा एक्सपर्ट है, मेरे से ज्यादा एक्सपर्ट लोग यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं। सो इट्स फ्रॉम माई साइड, थैंक यू सो मच आपने बुलाया। एंड प्रवीण जी, आपके हमेशा बहुत वंडरफुल सेशंस रहते हैं, और मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि आपके साथ जुड़ा रहूं हमेशा। थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir.
The person seated by me is Dr. S.C. Gullani, and he's an eminent educationist. He has been in the field of education for last 50 years and has been teaching commerce right from his college days. So his support and the inspiration that we draw from him all lead us to organize such wonderful programs. So we are always thankful to him for this. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And with this, I declare the conference is over and you can sign off. Thank you all.
थैंक यू, नमस्कार,
Thank you,
जय
sir.
हिंद।
Thank you.